Welcome to Sports and Stogies. Now, introducing your hosts, Cameron Winkowitz and Austin Hayes.
Man, why he's down. But I will criticize a man by things he's done.
That's fair.
Go on. This validates my hatred for Kurt Angle.
American hero. You're slandering already.
Yes, he won a gold medal with a broken neck.
For your country.
The one that you're in right now.
Whatever. However, he was also a drug addict.
We knew that. His nickname is Perk Angle.
Yeah, but he never even took perks. He was a Vicodin.
That's the same
He was
thing.
a Vicodin guy.
It's the same thing.
Same thing.
Do you know why he had to leave the WWE?
Because Vince hated him.
Perk Angle.
No, because he wouldn't go to rehab. They were trying to make him go to rehab, and he was saying no. So he quit.
Dude, imagine being that addicted. They're like, hey, man, you can stay if you just go to rehab. He's like, I'll just go somewhere else.
Honestly, let's be honest, all those dudes are on something.
Oh, yeah.
But I was astounded by the number of pills you told me he took per day and then bought per month.
Yeah, he said he was at a point where he took 65 pills a day. So he would wake up, pop 15, because he would go into withdrawals during his sleep. That's how addicted he was.
Naturally, yeah.
So he'd pop 15 right off rip.
Imagine just waking up and having a little 15-pill cocktail to start the day off.
Holy.
Yeah. He said he was buying $2,700 a month.
From where, though?
He said he had 12 different doctors that fed 12 different pharmacies and a Mexican contact in Mexico for illegal ones. And he said he had it on his calendar. Call this guy, this pharmacy. Call this guy, this pharmacy. Call this guy, this pharmacy. Call Mexico, pick up here. He had it all mapped out and everything. And he said he was to the point where he didn't care about anything else. His wife was going to leave him and take his children. That's why he went to rehab.
I haven't heard the full episode. I didn't watch it yet. But I imagine, and we've seen it, all the time, painkillers are like the most easy thing to get hooked on. Like you go in for a surgery, you pop 10 Vicodin, next thing you know, you're like, okay, I kind of like the way these make me feel. I'm going to keep taking them. And they're prescribed to you at first. And next thing you know, you're buying $2,700 a month. And your wife and kids might leave you.
Yeah. Terrible human being.
I wouldn't go that far. Come on. We don't judge a man by his vices. And he's clean now, I assume.
He is. He's been sober for a long time. Doesn't even drink. So good for him.
What a piece of we're on YouTube. We're on YouTube.
What a true American hero. Great recovery story.
What a horrible dude getting clean for his family.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I hate that guy.
I hate that guy.
No, I just hate that everyone thinks he was such this legend in the WWE, but he really wasn't.
But nobody thinks that. His nickname is Perk Angle.
Honestly, I've never heard that until you said it.
Neither have I.
I think you just made that up.
Yeah.
When he
all
was
those guys, go back and watch 80s wrestling. They were all on coke.
Yeah.
You don't think Randy Savage is just doing lines before a match?
Yeah, but they also were.
Oh, yeah, brother, give me some of that angel dust.
They were also not
actually
only
really
there
good.
for like a year and a half and claimed legacy.
Also didn't win a gold medal in the Olympics.
With a
Doesn't
broken neck.
matter.
Kind of matters.
How many people win gold medals in the Olympics that you don't know of?
Hundreds, thousands.
Exactly.
Tens of thousands. But I know one.
That did it with a broken neck.
And also Kurt Angle. Well, with that, go ahead and pull up a chair.
Pour up that drink.
And light that cigar.
Because it's time for episode 55 of Sports and Stogies. Cam.
Welcome back to Sports and Stogies, everybody. Episode 55. Austin, you had some fun this weekend.
I definitely did. It
How
was a long
the
one.
event?
It was a long one. I got about 3 hours of sleep in after getting off Saturday morning. But the event was a huge success. Good turnout for both events. I went to Huber, the other one up in Hubbard at Cigarro Lounge. So first of all, thanks to the shop owners, Robbie Graham and then Steve and Jamie at Cigarro, for hosting us. We really went all out. I know Robbie had a lot of his own items he put up for the auction, for the raffles, tons of free cigars.
I have a correction. Steve, and Jamie.
It is now Steve, Jamie, and Steve up at Cigarro. Stan Cheese, shout out.
Steve Squared and Jamie.
Ooh, Steve Squared, I like that.
Merch? Cigarro shirts, Steve Squared?
We'll take 10%. Maybe 20. Shane gets none of it, of course.
I'll take 0.5%.
That's enough.
Why?
Because I'm a generous guy.
0.5 is generous.
Well, we sell millions of dollars, and yeah.
Why do I only get 0.5 though?
No. I'll take
You're getting 0.
half.
Why am I
We'll
getting...
split the half between each other.
Well, see, when we went to LLC, you weren't really involved yet, so you got to get some paperwork done there.
You guys are not LLC,
We might be.
but you're not.
You don't see our books, dude.
I know you're not.
You don't see our books. You don't see our paperwork. You don't know our lawyers.
This is my laptop, dude. I know you're not LLC.
Well, we want to put our legal documents on our laptop.
Why do you think we were only using my laptop?
Come on, dude. Get with the program. Either way, yeah, great event on Saturday. Won a couple of raffles. I got this great bottle we'll talk about here in a minute. Got some new decor for the studio. I know my dad went up to Cigarro and won a signed bottle of Horse Soldier by the owners, which he'll be bringing us, generously donating to the show, probably by next week, which I wonder if we should crack that open or not, being a signed bottle.
I think you do. I just think you keep the bottle.
Definitely
right?
keep the bottle, yeah. But it'd be a waste to not drink the juice, right?
Yeah, you got to drink the juice.
So yeah, good turnout. We raised a ton of money. We got to hear Morgan's stories again. Got to hear a guy named Michael Deerdorf. I gave his testimony of getting a guide dog and saving his life. And then Bengals All-Pro safety, David Fulcher was there as well. Big charity guy. I know him and his wife have a thing for multiple sclerosis, which she got diagnosed with like in the 90s when they really didn't know a lot about it. So he still lives locally. There's a lot of humanitarian work.
I believe you said he was raffling off.
Yeah, he had, well, not raffling, he was for purchase. I mean, he was taking pictures. Then he had pictures to sell of him sacking Joe Montana in the Super Bowl. Some signed footballs. He did give one up to a raffle. I forgot who won that.
I'm assuming he donates everything to his...
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, very transparent. Again, great dude, stand-up guy.
God, could you imagine selling signed pictures of you sacking Joe Montana? Even not in the Super Bowl.
Just period. He made a good little joke there. He's like, yeah, great game for me. Not so much for the team. Guess we lost. But I think he had 2 sacks in that game. And yeah, getting to sack one of the GOATs, man, I can't imagine how good that feels. But Espinosa was there. A lot of great sticks, one of which I've got right now. A bunch of great deals going on. So yeah, we really closed the year off strong. They're doing one little smaller thing up in Youngstown, I think, next month with Harley Davidson.
Ayo.
In which Harley really wants to work with the OCM in a further capacity.
That'd be sweet.
So maybe come first event next year, one of the raffles is a brand new bike.
Or OCM road leathers.
Oh, Lord, I'd be all over that. Our big ticket this week, or I guess last week now, was a package of a Remington 1100. Gorgeous. Had some engraving on the wood. And then also it came with a 4 Roses basket with 2 bottles of small batch select, a 2-ounce silver challenge coin, and I forget what else was in there. But all in all, yeah, a bunch of great raffles. Jake and Courtney came out. We had a lot of guys that weren't in the OCM.
Awesome.
That came out for the event.
Love to see it.
Got the exposure. Got to hear, again, Michael and Morgan stories.
I know Mike was there, Mike Zimmer.
Mike Zimmer, his first OCM event of the year. Of many to come. See, overall, incredible time. Shout out to the Huber Heights Fire Department who ran the grill for us. Cooked up a bunch of great burgers and dogs. Queen City Sausage for sponsoring. Of course, SnS here, we sponsored as always. And I got to give Wolfie his Coolador winning.
Yeah.
She's very excited about.
Yeah, congratulations, Wolfie, for winning the Coolador giveaway. Couldn't think of a better hands for that to go into.
It's in a nice spot, yeah.
Yeah.
And probably filled up with nothing but J.C. Newman.
Already, yeah.
For self-promo, this Friday at Casa Aficionado, poker nights are resuming. And then Saturday, the following day, is their big Kentucky Derby-style dress-up event. They'll have football on all day, of course. Ohio State, Notre Dame at 7 o'clock. Luciano Cigars will be there, which is phenomenal. They're really going to blow up soon. But for now, keep it on the DL. I want to get them all for a fair price. But a great little boutique brand of incredible smokes. There'll be food there, raffles, giveaways, all kinds of stuff. So come on out to that. I know I'll be there both nights, and both days, I should say. And then, Shane, go ahead and take over our self-promo.
So if you don't know, you can find us at SportsnStogies on Facebook, Instagram, X, Reddit. I'm leaving something out. TikTok, YouTube, anywhere you can listen to podcasts. So Spotify, Amazon, Google, Apple Podcasts. And that should be it, right?
And of course, if you have any fan questions, ideally, email them to Gmail at sportsnstogies@gmail.com.
But feel free to comment on our posts. We have our episode promotional posts every week. We read all the comments. If you want to post your fan question there, we'll give a brief sneak peek to an answer before we elaborate fully on the show. Just a fun way for us to interact with you guys. That's why we do it. And it brings things to our attention that maybe we haven't quite thought of yet.
It's a fact.
Like this week's are two very good questions. One of them I've been thinking about a lot, but the other one I have not really put any thought into at all.
Before we get there, some more real quick promo. Want to give a shout out to our boy Matt Gordon. Go check him out at Gordon's Leather on Facebook. Right now, he's currently going to make us 2 cigar cases. Handmade, quality leather. This guy knows what he's doing. He asked me, what kind of leather do you want? What kind of vibe do you want? What kind of finish? Firstly, I said, I even know what I wanted at first. Like, he makes wallets, bags, satchels, all that. I'm like, hey, man, I wanted something commissioned here. Well, any ideas you got? He thought about it, threw me like 4 things. I mentioned cigar case, like a little travel case. So that'd be perfect. Hook us up, make something for us, and let me know how much I got to send you. And that should be here. I mean, who knows? I said take your time. We're in no rush. But a month, 2 months, should be here in studio.
And you will see them on the Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere when we have them.
Everywhere.
Maybe even a YouTube short.
Get on that.
Just
you've got your TikTok niche
quick YouTube
planned
short
out.
that I need drastic help with because I'm out of ideas for it.
Well, that's why we're here. We're a team. I'll probably stick with just baseball stuff until the postseason ends, at least.
I also want to do more cigar stuff, just when I'm out in the garage.
Yeah.
Bourbon stuff, for sure. When I get more of a collection.
I'll just wait till after 2 weeks from now.
But yeah, all that stuff coming. I think my garage will be great for TikToks.
It's a perfect studio.
Yeah. Not super sporty, but we're getting there. Super nerdy right now.
There's a nice mix of sports and nerds. And let's be honest, as much stuff as we know about sports, it's pretty nerdy.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm playing Grid sometimes, and I pull out a guy that's like 0.2%, I'm like, I shouldn't know that. Why do I know that?
That is true.
Now, with that, Cam, what are you smoking on this evening?
I have the Castelli Modella.
So I know nothing about that. It was the entrance stick at the event at Stogies. Looks like a good burn so far.
It is. It's a phenomenal burn. It is a Nicaraguan-made cigar with an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper. The company itself is called Castelli Cigar Co. I've never had any cigars from them before.
Yeah, I'm not familiar in the least.
Very good so far. Getting a lot of like a graham cracker caramel off the forefront here with some cedar creaminess in the background. All the natural flavors are kind of in the background and not the forefront, which is different. But so far so good. I'm about halfway through the first third here, and yeah, it's good. Draw's good. Smoke production's good. The burn's good. The flavor's good.
It looks very well made. The wrapper looks pretty seamless.
Yeah, it's a beautifully made cigar. So yeah, pretty excited to see how this transitions throughout.
Again, don't know what it goes for. I assume probably under $10 if it was a giveaway stick. But I definitely will keep my eyes peeled for that. And for the first time in quite a while, Captain Shane lighting one up tonight.
Smoking on a Buffalo 10 Maduro.
Shout out to Tip Top Smoke Emporium that carries these in 5-packs of only $24. Great budget stick. Shane, what are your first impressions?
I mean, if you would have told me this was like a $12 stick, I'd probably believe you. So far, super earthy. I really can't put my finger on what I'm tasting, but you can tell it's something like wood.
Natural grittiness.
Yeah. It's not like a dessert stick.
I've only had one so far. Really enjoyed mine.
And you have that a lot with Maduros, too. I know you're normally a Connecticut guy.
Yeah.
But the darker flavors come out in Maduro. Try to find some, like, dark chocolate. Usually you can find that in there pretty well.
Okay.
Just be on the lookout.
And then tonight, I've got the Knuckle Sandwich Chef's Special. Limited edition. Of course, the Knuckle Sandwich is Guy Fieri's line with Espinosa. There was one of the raffles there, a signed copy of Cigar Aficionado with Guy on the cover, signed by him. But this is a great stick. This is a 6.5 by 52 figurado, so perfecto tip, lit with matches, burning great so far. Absolutely gorgeous, perfect wrapper. I mean, seamless, oily, rich, great mouthfeel. Burn started off a little bit wonky with the perfecto tip in the match. Kind of my own fault.
Usually how that
But
goes.
evened up quick. Great draw, great smoke production. Flavor-wise, you have to get in like the darker cocoa bean influence, and then heavy leather and earth, which is typical Maduro, and a slight kind of citrus there at the end, like a burnt orange peel almost. But so far, phenomenal. And one of my favorite bands as well. The knuckle sandwich with the skull on there. Tough to beat. I want to see how it progresses here as we burn through the second and final third. And sip-wise, not on the board, but one I've been looking for quite a while. We've got Henry McKenna 10-year. It's single barrel, bottled and bond, 100 proof. It was the last bottle in that raffle. There was like 6 or 7 bottles. The guy before me took the Blantons, thank God, because I really wanted this McKenna. Cam, your first impressions?
That's good juice. Oh, man.
On the nose, I actually get a lot of rye spice,
It's
a lot of cinnamon.
you definitely get some spice. It lingers. The spice lingers for a while.
Mind if
But,
I grab a sip?
It's very good.
Yeah, very nice oily mouthfeel. Not very hot. What did you just drop there?
My phone.
Okay, no harm done. Little butterscotch, little vanilla. Yeah, a little spicier than I expected. Though the mash bill is 75% corn, only 13% rye, and 12% malted barley. But fantastic juice. I'm a big fan so far.
Yeah, that's really good stuff.
This kind of came on the scene, I think, in like 2018, 2019. I think it won like Bourbon of the Year. Exploded. And now you really can't find it around here, at least, not that I've seen. I think on the secondary, it typically goes for like 80, 90, maybe $100. But to win it in a raffle is a great prize. Yeah, nice long finish, too.
Yeah,
It's definitely lived up to the hype.
it's really good.
I was stoked for this. I almost opened it last night when I smoked. But I had to wait for the show.
Glad you didn't.
And again, I
It's
want to
good
see how that
juice.
opens up as we go through the show here. With that, we have 2 fan questions tonight.
Thoughts, Shane? I know you're not used to the 100 proof like we are.
I'm not, so it's definitely a lot like hotter right off the bat.
There's definitely no SoCo influence here.
No, none at all. But it is a lot sweeter than I thought it was going to be. My palate's not there yet, but I do really like that.
It's good.
It is good.
I've tried to sip nice stuff with you, and you just can't do it. So now maybe we can start breaking you in.
Well, I had some of that new riff last weekend.
Yeah. You put a couple ice cubes in there, though,
I did. Cool it down a little bit.
That's fine.
which is cool for a beginner.
Again, the best way to drink is drink what you like the way you like it.
Yeah.
I prefer neat room temperature. Some guys prefer on ice. Some guys prefer cocktails. Some guys prefer SoCo straight out the bottle. You know, I get it.
I don't prefer that. It's definitely just what was given to me.
Allegedly.
I get a lot more fruitiness on the second sip.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little floral, but definitely fruity, balanced, and pretty complex overall.
It's it's very good.
Now, with that, I'm going to throw the fan cue to Shane to take off first. Of the 0-2 teams in the NFL, who are you most and least worried about?
Let me take a look at the 0-2 teams.
No prep done. Cam, want to go ahead and fire that one off?
Most worried about is probably the Cincinnati Bengals. They started out 0-2 last year, but there's a big difference from the last year and this year. Burrow re-aggravated his calf injury, allegedly, which we'll cover that in the SnS IR, but they just have not. It's not even the offense not clicking, it's the offense not offensing.
I think I heard like 65% of their drives have been 3 and outs.
Yeah, they are.
This is the
not,
Bengals offense, a
they
top-notch
are
offense.
not throwing the ball downfield. They are not getting the run game going. They're just throwing out routes. It is not looking good. And I get it. Slow starts happen. And they looked better in the second half. They actually started throwing over the middle of the field. but the play calling has been not great. The scheming overall has seemed very sloppy.
And then losing a pair of division games to kick the year
It's
off.
tough.
Tough to come back from.
And again, with Burrow maybe sitting out a couple weeks, no time, even more time it's going to take for the offense to start firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, I'm definitely worried about them, but I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos. Starting off 0-2, had a nice 21-3 lead. Things looked good. Offense was moving, and then second half came and they completely dropped off. Defense looked rough. Maybe Sean Payton isn't quite the miracle worker we think he is, but also a lot of dissent between him and Russ. Even seeing it on the sidelines, like when they call that last time out there to put a drive together, normally you see your head coach, Oko, quarterback huddled up. Peyton turned his back to Russ, wasn't even listening to him. Rumor is he wants Russ gone, which maybe after this year that will end up going down that way.
I don't know if they'll get just release him and take the
Oh,
cap
man,
hit.
yeah, take that hit. You would have to because nobody's going to trade for that contract.
No.
But there is hope there because, again, the first half they did look very good. Looked like the Broncos of old, the Russ of old. They have the weapons. I thought they had the defense, but Washington really cut them up in the second half. So 0-2 in a tough division. More cause for concern there. Now, Shane, do you have your pick?
I mean, Cam kind of took mine. The Bengals just look
Well,
rough.
I didn't take yours. You
No.
didn't have one.
I know, but now that I'm scrolling through everyone, if it's not the Bengals, it's probably the Texans. Because, I mean, starting off, we knew that they were not going to be the best, but they added a lot of pieces, and I personally thought they'd be a lot better than they are. And offensively, they're just not getting the job done.
Okay.
What?
Okay. That's a little kind of spicy take.
I mean,
Game one, offensively, they struggled.
they did.
They looked
But-
a lot better offensively. Game two, they've had a tough start too.
Yeah, my thing,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about them because, I mean, they had no expectations. Just come in, let Stroud play. Maybe you win 4, 5, 6 games, cool. But overall, I mean, I don't think there's anything to really worry about
Maybe
there.
Shane was really high on the Texans.
I mean, I was pretty high.
Well, no, you were.
You were?
Not super high, but I thought they'd go like
He was high enough, dude.
7 and 10.
This dude was token on the Texans.
No.
Now, the 0-2 team that you're least concerned about, you guys already know mine, of course.
Chargers?
Yeah, the Chargers.
Yeah, they're going to be fine.
I think
They
I think
will be.
we're-
However, Staley is maybe the worst coach in the entire league.
That's show consensus, by the way, is the
Defense,
Chargers.
yeah, that should be pretty obvious. Defense is trash. A lot of big names, but they're not performing. They're all older. Khalil Mack is non-existent. But yes, they're still going to win 11 games or so, probably still make the playoffs. 2 tough losses against 2 good teams. Miami's, I think, probably the best team in
Close
the league
battles.
right now. And yeah, been in the game. They're going to score. Offense looks great. Lost to Tennessee without Eckler in overtime. Again, they should have won, yes. But yeah, when your defense is that bad, you make Ryan Tannehill look like Pat Mahomes. Staley, he can't be there next year.
It's tough.
Can. Yeah, other 0-2 teams, though, like the Bears, expected. Pats actually look pretty good.
They've looked good in their 2 losses.
Been in
yes.
2 close games against 2 very good teams.
Yeah.
Could have won both games. Probably should have won both games if things went a little differently. Other than that, yeah, they touched on the Bengals. Monday night, Carolina, same thing. No expectations there. Although Bryce Young did look exceptionally bad against, albeit, a very good defense in New Orleans. But overall, yeah, those are the kind of teams that, after 2 weird weeks overall, really across the board, I think once by week 5, you kind of know what you're looking at, you know, where teams should be. But I'll let Shane hopefully take the lead here on this next question. Are the Bucks actual division contenders? Starting off 2-0. Baker looking pretty
Baker
good.
looks pretty good.
Keep in mind their division.
Yeah. I mean, they'll probably win the division going 8-9. So, yeah. The way it's looking, and then I hear that Baker's reading defensive plays like under snap, which is crazy because usually that's like your third string quarterback sitting on the sideline doing. They look good.
Turns out, just throw the ball to Mike Evans.
Yeah.
It works.
He'll make a
It
play.
does work.
The O-line looked much better. Rashad White looked very good. That was really my biggest concern with them was the terrible O-line play.
I am rooting for them. I loved Baker.
Of course,
I
yeah.
wish we never got rid of him.
Yeah, dude's a gamer.
I was a proponent of Baker even in his injured season, making all the excuses I could for him. Rightfully so. You can't force a guy to play hurt and then get rid of him for it.
Play hurt with, 3 different injuries, too?
Yeah. And basically no shoulder. Now we're seeing back to what we're used to seeing out of Baker Mayfield in his rookie year and sophomore year when he took us his sophomore year to the playoffs. In his rookie year when he ended our drought of 0 and 18, 0 and 19 maybe. I was at that game against the Houston Texans.
Hell yeah.
When Tyrod Taylor came out, got benched for Baker Mayfield. I was there. But yeah, that might help, with how much I love the dude. But I still have my Baker jersey. I'll never get rid of it.
Nah, it's a keeper, man. And I think Baker might end up being this generation's Ryan Fitzpatrick. A guy's not really quite a Pro Bowler, but going to put up numbers, going to win games. Hopefully he stays put in Tampa until his, career's over. Why not? But definitely, yeah, kind of a journeyman guy that's going to be reliable, great clubhouse dude, fiery. Good to see him succeed.
Get out there and plant some more flags this year, Baker. Do us all a favor.
Let's see who they have this week. Again, weak division overall. On Sunday, they are going to... Actually, they played Monday night.
They played Philly.
Yeah, they host the Eagles.
Yeah.
Monday night. Primetime Baker. Spotlight.
We'll
Maybe
see.
Sneak off a little upset here because Philly's not looked like last year's Philly so far.
They have not.
Which, again, we'll touch on later.
I'm so excited for the new segment.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not really new. It's a new title on it.
I think it's great.
But let's go to the news first. A couple of headlines here.
Let's talk Gillette Stadium, I guess.
Yeah, get the bad news out of the way. A fan was actually killed at the game on Sunday night. Pats fan was punched by a Dolphins fan. I'm not sure if it was during the game, post-game, but I think it was 53, was punched, knocked out, and never woke back up.
That is insane.
I would assume there will be some kind of criminal charges pressed. If not anything, maybe like manslaughter.
Something.
But, yeah, really unfortunate. Of course, I don't think there's any intention to kill the guy. Just bad luck. But
There's been a lot of
repercussions.
fights this year, man.
And look, I've only been to one NFL game. It was the one in Cleveland. Kind of a rowdy crowd.
No fights.
But no, there's really no situation in which you should be getting into an actual fight with an opposing fan.
No, it's just not worth it.
Like, I know in Philly, you're going to get that. In Pittsburgh, you're going to get that. They're just rabid on a different level, but, man, there's really no excuse, drunk or not.
New England and Miami?
What's going on there?
In New England?
I mean, division rival, but I haven't really heard anything about that, at least from fan to fan.
And it was a Dolphins fan that hit a Pats fan, right?
Correct. At least the reports are saying that, yeah. So, yeah, sad to see. Thoughts go out to him and his family and both fan bases.
Yeah,
really unfortunate.
Yeah. You got to get your shit together, football fans.
Whoa, we're on YouTube. Or do we establish that's a cool word to use?
I
Not
still
a cool
think
word.
It's not a cool word. I shouldn't have said it, but I did. I stand
That's
by it.
why I don't like the idea of having to censor ourselves, It puts a little kind of a leash on us, and so to speak.
Maybe rightfully so, though. We get carried away sometimes.
To a degree.
Yeah.
But not carried away enough to punch another fan at an event.
Assassinate somebody.
Although, I mean, there are times I do want to punch Shane after an idiotic take. I mean, and I probably could put him down.
If you do it at Gillette Stadium, I might not get up.
I don't have any tickets scheduled, but that can be changed. But a much more, not so much downer news. Patty Mahomes restructured contract. And Cam, I know you have a theory on that, which I've not heard yet.
Nobody's going to like this, and I might be called to be staked for this.
This could be a Shane level take.
But I think they'll be in contention to get Justin Jefferson.
Whoa. Didn't cross my mind. But that's going to free up space. He's due what, next year, right?
I believe so.
I don't want to think about that.
I mean, I know the Vikings should throw everything they have at him,
There's no reason not to.
but the Chiefs have cleared a lot of space.
And look, if you're JJ, of course you love being a Viking. You love having Kirk right there. But if you get the chance to go play with Mahomes and Andy Reid and get paid, how are you going to turn that down?
I don't know. I think they'll be the ones who either get Mike Evans or Justin Jefferson in a couple years.
Both are terrifying to think about. Just when we thought that maybe the Chiefs won't be just completely dominant for the next 5 years, this happens.
Or any other top wideout that's going to be coming up in contract soon.
Pretty sure this is going to be a big wideout free agency.
I think they're going to be gunning for all of them, sending offers out the door.
I mean, yeah, their one flaw is they don't have that true wideout 1 or honestly wideout 2, for being honest. You bring in one of those caliber guys with Kelsey, with Mahomes, and that's back to the prime Chiefs, who now have maybe a top 5 defense as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's very unrealistic that Justin Jefferson signs anywhere besides Minnesota because they have all the cap space in the world to spend on him.
You would hope so.
But if he was to sign somewhere else, it would be Kansas City.
So, yeah, with the restructure, Mahomes is now the highest paid player over the next 4 years. Got the contract that, at the time, even then was kind of a deal.
Yeah.
But especially after the past 5
Still
guys
a deal.
reset the market.
It's still a deal.
He's appropriately paid, and overall, yeah, still team friendly. In other news, what's up with Cam Akers right now? Bizarre story coming out like right before pregame.
Yeah. It was just Cam Akers deactivated, and apparently he's on the trade block.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I know Kyron Williams was playing great, but it's always nice to have that 1-2 punch. Because now what happens if Kyron Williams goes down? You don't have that seasoned guy that you trust in your offense anymore, like Cam Akers. Don't get me wrong, he's not playing the best, but he's not playing the worst.
He's a serviceable back.
In a pass-first offense, he's getting the job done.
Now, any potential suitors for him, and what would you give up for a Cam Akers type?
I have no idea.
Maybe the
late
Ravens?
Third
late
rounder?
pick,
Maybe a
Probably.
4th rounder?
4th or 5th. I doubt the Rams are asking for much. Because if they were, then they wouldn't have deactivated him.
Yeah, that's the weird part. Like, trade request, okay, that happens. I get that. But to be totally deactivated out of the blue, to my knowledge, totally healthy.
As far as
Very
I
odd.
know.
And we'll cycle back to what teams maybe make a move for him when we get to IR news, unfortunately.
That team's not making a move for
You
him.
never know.
I hope not.
But in other Rams news, record-breaking Paku Nakua, who had
Yeah.
20 targets last week, by the way.
The most receptions by a player through their first 2 games ever.
With what, 22, I think now?
I believe so, yeah. That's actual catches, guys.
Correct.
22 catches in 2 games as a rookie.
Unreal. And again, out of the blue. I heard no preseason hype, no training camp hype.
I wouldn't say he had the spotlight, but he was definitely a growing story
I don't know if you guys saw this,
through
but
camp.
they had him do the thing that they take all the rookies and they're like, call the most famous person on your contacts. He's like tight with Dana White.
Really?
Yeah,
That's an odd person to just be close with.
I know. He FaceTimed Dana White and he answered.
I'll have to do some digging on that. I wonder where that started.
Yeah, I don't know. He was calling him Uncle Dana.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that on TikTok this morning.
Where did he
Oh,
go
hey.
to school?
The more you know.
Do we know where he went
couldn't
to
tell you.
school?
Couldn't tell you. I didn't know anything about the guy until week 1 hit. Was not on my draft boards. I didn't hear him mention in any hype videos, any draft guides.
He
nothing.
went to BYU.
Huh.
Huh.
Yeah,
I was thinking maybe if he went to like Tennessee and we just didn't, he just kind of flew under the radar in the slot.
maybe during the break we'll pull up and see if we can find out how him and Dana are so close. Don't worry about it now, though. We'll get there. And then some other small news things. The Pats are 0-2 for the first time since 2001. That's
Alright.
hard to believe.
I'm just going to say it because I already found it. He played youth football with Dana's kid.
Oh.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Dana's kid probably got special privilege, you would assume.
Oh, for sure.
A quarterback that shouldn't be quarterback. going
Only
9,
if Dana
9
was
for
the
30.
coach.
You never know.
Dana wasn't the coach. I mean, yeah, he could probably pull some strings, but obviously, I'm sure. I don't.
Paku Nakua.
Puka.
Paku? Puka?
I
Puka.
thought it was Puka.
Oh,
Nakua.
my bad.
Puka.
I wrote down Paku. So
Yeah.
Puka
Puka
Nakua.
Nakua. Yeah.
Maybe come next pay-per-view, and they show all the celebrities there, ringside. There's Puka Nakua,
Next to Dana White,
hand in hand.
and best friends with his son still,
Next thing you know, he's in the ring, in the octagon,
fighting Dana White.
landing KOs. And then last thing I have here, at least, is Mr. AJ Green.
Retires a Bengal, wholesome, love it.
Good to see
1 day
it.
deal. Bengals legend for sure.
Great career.
Can make it not. I think Hall of very good.
Hall of very good for sure.
If they had a better postseason runs, probably Hall of Fame under the old Andy Dalton days. But I think lack of accolades probably keeps him in the Hall of very good.
Yeah, I think he was all-pro a couple times, and probably the best Bengals weapon, not counting Jamar Chase, since Ocho Cinco, and probably number 2 all-time, for now at least, until Chase, overall passes him up.
They had Terrell Owens.
I mean, for what,
I mean,
a year?
it doesn't count, but technically
They did have him.
they did have him.
Either way, Bengals legend, and good to see guys go back to their hometown team where
Yeah, I
they
love
should
it.
be, and should
Just
have
like
been a
Joe Hayden
lifelong-
did,
Yeah, same thing there.
although he did go to Pittsburgh. So, a little frowned upon.
Things happen, it's business.
A little frowned upon, but it is what it is. The last thing I have is I hate dual Monday Night Football.
Yeah, is that just for the first 2 weeks?
I hope so.
It's
It
usually,
is.
usually week 1, they do that. Okay, whatever.
I don't like it.
But now in week 3, we're getting 2 Monday Night Football games.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm not a fan.
One, it takes the spotlight off the main Monday night game.
Yeah, which
And
is
then
the
two,
8:15 game.
Fantasy-wise, I don't want to wait for 4 players come Monday night.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
It's bad enough when you're down 10, you have one guy going in the one Monday night game. I've got 4 teams to watch. I don't care for it. I think it's mostly, from what I read, ABC is worried about with the writer strikes going on. They have to fill some kind of programming in there. So throw on another game
That makes
come
sense.
Monday night.
Just throw on a rerun.
Yeah, dude, I watch that anyway.
Yeah,
They want some, I don't know what's ABC? Modern Family?
something.
They were on there, right? I watched that all night, dude.
History Channel still does it.
Most
I don't
most
think-
channels do.
I don't think they've made anything new.
Speaking of, I got in a big time rabbit hole last night on YouTube. Original Man versus Food. You ever watch that, Shane?
Here and there, nothing binge worthy.
You're missing out. That was my
Nothing binge worthy.
That was my childhood.
I didn't
dude.
ever binge it. Yeah,
Adam
Yeah, but
Richmond.
to say it's not
Okay,
to say it's nothing binge worthy makes no sense.
I
also,
didn't
yeah,
binge
that's
it.
honestly maybe your worst take of all time.
I didn't binge it, but I've watched it a couple times.
Well, you can start now.
Right now,
Yeah, go binge it on YouTube right now. Adam Richmond was like my cool uncle. I watched every episode, made a list of the places I wanted to go.
Don't actually pull it up, Shane.
Yeah, it's a joke.
okay.
I mean, when you go home later, sure, but we got a show to do here. Now, Cam, I hesitate to bring this up. I think we all do, but it's time for the IR.
My stomach's already turning.
If you got to vomit, I got a trash can I can bring in, if need be. Do I want to make you say it, or should Shane kind of take over here?
I told Shane he should go back to being a Chargers fan,
That's also hurtful.
and he said he's too invested. And I'm like, he doesn't really have anything in it.
Yeah, but I don't want to go back.
Well, as you guys all saw Monday night, maybe honestly the worst injury I've seen, period, on live television. So much so they wouldn't show it on ESPN on the replay. Nick Chubb, entire knee just blew up.
For the second time.
Like a 110-degree angle in a way it shouldn't bend. Yeah, the same knee he had full surgery on in college, totally reconstructed. From what I read, torn ACL, MCL,
LCL or PCL. Or
PCL.
the entire thing, honestly. Done for the year.
I haven't heard of any structural damage as far as bones or anything like that. It's going to be tough to come back if he can.
Yeah, done for the year, and you hate to see it, but maybe done for his career.
I mean, again, it's not. He's already done it once in the same knee. It's going to be pretty tough to come back fully healthy.
Yeah, really
and even
sad to
then,
see.
he's probably going to be down at least 17 months or so. And I mean, it could be 2 seasons.
Even when Pittsburgh fans are gasping and then
Yeah.
applauding him on the way off, that shows you how bad that really was. Sad to see. I'm not a Browns fan, but I love Nick Chubb. By all accounts, a stand-up dude, involved in the community. No off-field scandals. Professional on the field. When he scores, just goes and hands the ball off to the ref.
He just got his cereal deal too, where he gets to dress up as Batman for the cereal boxes.
And the third highest yards per carry of all time, behind Bo Jackson and
I believe Jamal Charles.
Jamal Charles. Your favorite player? I know you're struck up about it. Still hurting now. I can't imagine. Can't imagine.
The first autograph I ever owned, and my second Nick Chubb jersey is in transit. Definitely getting a shadow box to hang up one, no matter what. Even if he comes back, cool. Would love to see him come back, but seems very unlikely.
So, from all the stuff that I've seen, it looks like there's a chance he didn't tear everything in the knee because it dislocated and then popped in. So, he could have torn ACL, PCL, and MCL.
I believe that's all locked in.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I really don't think he comes back. To have that first reconstructive surgery and then go and tear almost everything in your knee again, I don't see how he could come back. But I hope he proves me wrong. Because, I mean, the fact that could have been the last time I see Nick Chubb play sucks.
When he's on pace for 200-plus yards.
Yeah.
It's the Browns' curse, man.
I mean, we only had Jim Brown for a short amount of time, too.
Yeah. Shorter than it should have been. And now I know they already have Kareem Hunt in town talking about a contract.
That'd be the best fit because he's been in the scheme for so long. I think he could fill that workhorse load. Jerome Ford doesn't look terrible.
I mean, he looked good last night against a very good defense.
But I think Nick Chubb or Kareem Hunt has the edge, in my opinion, as far as actual talent goes. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll watch another Browns game this year.
Red zone it is.
Yeah.
Would you give both of your knees
Yes.
in a heartbeat?
No questions asked.
You're going full Lieutenant Dan.
For free.
Yeah, if something happened to Micah, I would do the same thing.
I'll scooter for the rest of my life.
And yeah, it's probably pretty good treatment. People open doors for you.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah,
The only problem is my desk at work is upstairs.
Have to change that.
Have to get one
Take
of
the
those
elevator.
chair lifts.
An elevator up to his office.
Yes.
Well, I have to put one in specially just for him. They don't really have that, but
That'd be cool, though.
Would be.
it would be kind of cool. You have your own elevator.
It just fits me.
Then you can use the handicap stalls without feeling guilty.
Yes.
Yeah. Batman's not going to kick down the door while I'm using the handicap stall.
Yeah, either way, really sad to see. But it's part of the game. You know, things happen. It wasn't dirty. Wasn't even that like freak play. Just got tackled the wrong way. Foot got stuck, and
Shane thinks it was dirty.
It was a little dirty. He was on his way down.
I don't think it was dirty. You see that play happen in every game. You know.
He was on his way down.
DBs always go for the legs. That's how they tackle.
Minka, good reputation. Never really had any issues like that before. Just unfortunate.
The only Steelers guy that we can say is actually a pretty clean player.
TJ's pretty clean. That
the
I've seen
most
at
part.
least. But yeah, one of the few for sure. In other injury notes, you mentioned Burrow re-aggravated his calf thing.
Pretty sure
Maybe
day to day.
would miss time. We don't really know yet.
It's probably in the team's overall best interest for him to sit out at least a week. But yeah, I don't know. A lingering injury that's going to linger for all year is obviously not the move. He has not been able to throw with power due to this injury. He has not been able to get his back foot involved at all. So something needs done. You would think 10 months is enough to figure out a calf strain, but
Who is their backup?
I believe it's Jake Browning.
Yikes.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe they give old Nick Foles or Carson Wentz a call for a 1 year.
Phil Rivers still out there.
Yeah.
He's got 10 kids at home. He wants to get out of the house. Come on. Just call him up. Other severe quarterback injury news, hopefully not long-term, but your boy Anthony Richardson concussed on a rushing touchdown, no less.
Oh, man. He was on pace to win me my fantasy weeks. He looked great. Love seeing him heavily involved in the run game. He was very good at it. Just took a big hit. Landed pretty rough like Tua. Hopefully nothing significant. Maybe he can clear protocol. I haven't seen that he's out for any amount of time. I just know he's in concussion protocol. So still has the opportunity to clear it before next week. I say give him the week off.
Yeah, because Minshew looked good second half.
Yeah.
Against Houston, to be fair, but he's a competent quarterback.
Yeah.
I thought he would start the year off as a starter. So yeah, I think overall, give him a week, maybe 2 weeks, get healthy. You're still in good hands. And again, I didn't really expect to compete for a division or a playoff spot, so no reason to rush him back in too early.
Agreed.
What else you got IR-wise?
We have got Saquon. The original report was out 2 to 3 weeks with an ankle sprain.
Looked bad, and he was visibly upset on the sideline. I figured complete tear, broken ankle, but just a low-graded sprain. X-rays came back negative.
And Dayball says he's day-to-day.
Which, there's no way, right? Same thing. Don't rush him back. Take 2 weeks, take 3 weeks.
I think he'll play if they ask.
To be fair, they're playing Thursday night. Quick turnaround. Definitely sit out this week.
At least one. Then we got Deontay Johnson officially going to the IR.
Is that retroactive to last week, or is that 4 weeks from today?
I believe... Ooh, I don't know if they count games already missed.
Either way, out for a extended period, at least 4 weeks, maybe less.
Yeah, at least till week 5, maybe week 6. Then we have David Montgomery with a thigh bruise.
I've never had a thigh bruise to that degree.
Yeah, maybe it's like a bone bruise.
It's got to be deeper. Yeah, they're saying 2 to 3 weeks. Could be longer, could be shorter. Who knows? More concerning there, though, was even when he came out of the game, Jahmyr Gibbs really wasn't featured.
Was not the guy.
Which is a little shocking. That's why I drafted him, right?
You would think. It's not like they didn't spend capital on him.
Puzzling. But again, the Lions do utilize their guys right. I'm sure come this week, Campbell beyond that and get Gibbs 30 snaps. Or 30 touches, at least.
That's a lot of touches.
Well, that's why you got the guy. About Jamal Williams in New Orleans.
Hamstring issues. I haven't seen a timetable. Probably at least a week. We got Budda Baker on the IR. Tough to see. He's had a pretty good season so far.
I mean, definitely the Cardinals' best player.
Jalen Waddle in concussion protocol. That's tough. Tough hit for sure. Hopefully he can clear and be good. Darnell Mooney has a knee injury. I have not seen a timetable for him. Again, probably at least a week. More unfortunate news. First report I saw is C.J. Gardner-Johnson is feared to have a torn pec. If that's the case, he is done for the year.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts a lot.
Hate to see it, especially the 1 year prove-it deal. And then you go down. That's tough. Odell should not miss any time, even though he did not return when he was getting all the targets.
He was. That was kind of a surprise game.
Micah Hyde, hamstring issues. Haven't seen a timetable there. Maybe back this week, maybe a week out. Devontae Adams should be good to go. And Aaron Rodgers is eyeing a playoff return after undergoing an, quote, innovative surgery.
I know he ordered a personal hyperbolic chamber to his house to try to rehab that injury. If Zach Wilson gets him to a wild card, and they get in the playoffs, and A-Rod comes back.
What a story.
I hope so. Because, again, such a really shame to see
That
week
would
one,
almost be a better story than Aaron Rodgers just killing it all season and going to the playoffs.
you go down
himself.
week
Yeah.
one and then come back, put the work in, and maybe win a couple playoffs games. Dare I say, win a Super Bowl. And Austin Eckler. Apparently no timetable on his ankle injury. Kind of vague. As an owner of him in 2 leagues, I don't love it. Especially since Josh Kelly didn't do much in Eckler's absence. And then no updates on either Aaron Jones or Christian Watson with their hamstring injuries. Should be back this week. Fingers crossed. We'll try to keep you guys posted if there's any further announcements in that regard.
I hope so.
Now with that, Shane, we're going to the film room. We're going to break down some action from this week.
Welcome to the SnS Film Room, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll ask you first, Shane. What stood out to you? Which game really caught your eye? Which player really blew up or didn't blow up that you thought would? What are your big storylines on-field action from week 2?
I didn't get to watch a lot of week 2 because I had to work that Sunday, but I did catch a little bit of red zone, and Geno Smith looked pretty good.
Definitely bounce back.
Yeah, he did.
Now imagine you drafted Geno in round 5 and then dropped him after week 1.
Round 4.
Was it 4?
I believe it was 4.
Either way, one of the two. You draft him that early, drop him after 1 bad week. Then he goes off yet again. Wins on the road.
Rough. My buddy, we were talking today because he's like, I want a different quarterback. I think he has Trevor Lawrence, but he doesn't have a backup. So we looked through the waivers, and someone had actually dropped Geno Smith. So I was like, pick him up. Pick him up. It's not even a question.
Yeah, guaranteed great backup quarterback, if not starter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I said.
Definitely best ball between Trevor Lawrence and Geno.
You can't go wrong.
Anything else?
And then, I mean, this was what I watched. Deshaun Watson still doesn't look great.
That's an understatement.
He looks like he finessed the Browns.
That also an understatement.
Yeah.
Cam, your hometown thoughts on that?
I agree. Maybe not finessed.
We paid him a lot of money, dude.
I'm aware.
I'd rather have Baker.
I'm aware.
Do you agree?
I agree. I never wanted to get rid of Baker.
And that goes from, I think, most of the fan base.
Yeah.
Again, we're also talking to a guy who has not been through the trials and tribulations of being a Browns fan. He picked up the Browns, I believe, in our playoff year.
Oh, what a bandwagoner, dude.
Yeah.
No.
It was not the 0-16 year or the first year for Baker.
It was the first year for Baker.
No, it was not.
Yes, it was, because I watched that game. I got hyped. And that's when I was like, maybe I don't like the Chargers.
So the question is, in 3 weeks, who's your new team going to be?
Probably the Browns still.
No, come on, you're going to jump ship, man.
I can't, dude.
You can, and you have done it
You
before.
jumped ship on the Chargers after like 10 years.
Yeah, because Phillip Rivers left. We've been over this, dude.
Well, Baker left. Now you're a Buccaneers fan.
No.
Let's go Bucks.
I'm sticking with the Browns.
Cam, how about the Bills? Big rebound in week 2.
Love to see it. I will give you one last free pass to exit and pick any team of your choice.
I'm not doing it.
You're making a mistake.
I'm not doing it.
I'm telling you, as the resident Browns expert, you are making a mistake.
Okay, but if I go back to the Chargers, it just looks even more bandwagony because they're good now.
No.
Well, no,
really.
you can't go back, but you can always pick a new team.
I'm not picking a new team. I don't want to pick a new team.
All right. Hey, stick to your guns. For now, at least. Either way, Josh Allen, a cool 31 for 37 against a bad Raider defense. But my main takeaway, James Cook is finally becoming that guy. Getting the volume, getting the touches. 17 carries for 123. Only downside, no red zone carries. He's like the only guy that didn't score. Harris got in the end zone. Latavius Murray got in the end zone. But Cook did have also 4 catches on 4 targets. So overall, must start in fantasy. Quality running back 2, maybe on his way to being a running back 1.
If he can keep the production up, he will very quickly take running back 1, in my opinion.
Again, big thing there. No turnovers for Josh Allen, which was the gripe last week and really all last season on him. But 3 scores, no interceptions, only 3 carries, no big hits. Love to see that too. And the defense stepped up in a major way. Again, against pretty low firepower Raider offense. But 38-10, Good win, back on track. Now the Bengals.
No deep game whatsoever. No run game, really. Again, they started slow last year, but this looks so different. Especially with Burrow re-aggravating the injury. If that is really what's going on.
27 completions, only 222 in yardage.
Yeah, I think he's averaging 5 yards per throw.
And that game was 5.4, and I think lower in week 1.
So, yeah, it's bad.
I know Jamar Chase said post-game, or at least maybe today, that we've got to stretch the field. We have I think Burrow's yet to make a completion of 10 yards down the field.
I believe that is true.
The only quarterback not to have one yet. I think he's 0 for 12 with a couple of picks in there. Again, against a good Ravens defense, but we know what these guys can do. We see
and they didn't have Marlon Humphrey.
So again, I don't want to say, pull the plug, but I'm definitely worried if I'm a Bengals fan. The Broncos, I'd also be worried about. I touched on earlier. Up 21-3 against Washington, and then totally collapsed. Russ looked very good first half. Offense was moving. And then second half just completely fell apart. Overall, though, played well. 18 for 32, 308 yards. A great Hail Mary with 2 seconds left from the 50-yard line. Off 2 Commanders' helmets into the hands of, I don't know the guy's name, Brandon Johnson.
Yeah.
And then they failed to convert the 2-point conversion.
Marvin Mims had a great game.
2 catches, 113 in the score.
Yeah.
Love to see that. Very Gabe Davis-esque.
Gabe Davis sneakily getting back in the offense.
Typical Gabe Davis week. But Commanders' offense looked very good, and your boy, Brian Robinson.
Will be Rob,
just like
baby.
James Cook, definitely a starter. Maybe a wideout 1. He's the 3rd overall fantasy scorer right now. Getting all the touches. Got in the end zone twice.
So wideout.
That's a wideout 1. Well, that'd be nice. But, yeah, running back 1, flex spot, whatever. But they put up 35 after being down 18 early. Defense made turnovers, and the offense converted. Sean Payton, maybe not quite the miracle worker we thought he was.
Definitely got a couple kinks to work out, but I think the Broncos will be all right.
They'll be fine.
How about the Giants?
That whole division's kind of starting slow anyways. So,
all things considered, yeah.
Come divisional battles, you have plenty of time to work it out based on right now. The Giants finally decided we play in the NFL.
We can score points.
We play NFL football. We are among the elite. We are a competitive team. It's time we be competitive.
Shutout in the first half. I believe the first team since the Baltimore Colts to have a point differential of 60-0 through 2 weeks.
That is correct.
But then whatever Dayball said at halftime really took effect.
Said, hey, we won't suit up next week if we don't score.
Danny Dimes, you just got paid. Become Danny Dollars.
Exactly.
And he did. Great second half, big-time comeback, game-winning field goal late from Graham Gano. Shouldn't be that close against Arizona, but hey, a win's a win.
Arizona's been scoring.
Unexpectedly so. Josh Dobbs doesn't look that bad.
Josh Dobbs is bringing some fire.
Playing for his job, dude.
Love to see it. I bet you Cardinals fans don't. But
yeah, they want to tank, dude.
Yeah, they want Caleb Williams.
Well, hey, for them at least, a loss is still a loss. We'll get you where you want to be.
I've been seeing a lot of this all over Instagram. Do you think that the Bears call it quits already on Justin Fields and go for Caleb Williams with them already playing as bad as they are?
It's tough because he's not playing well, but also his play calling has not been helping him at all.
No, it hasn't.
I think he ran the ball for like 4 times.
They ran the same exact play 4 times, which led to his pick 6.
And again, he's making bad decisions, but he's a guy where your coaching staff has to be able to help him, has to call plays that are going to suit his play style, and they've not done that whatsoever.
Yeah, but then he does this thing where he sees an open man, and then he has to see him again, still open to throw the ball. Like, it's bad.
Do you ditch him, Cam?
Have you ever seen the movie Zootopia?
No.
Have you?
Uh-uh.
Have you ever seen the clip of the sloth as a banker?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
That is Justin Fields making reads.
not good. Turns out not having Olave and Garrett Wilson and JSN will make things a little more tough.
Can't just chuck it and F it.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Catching yourself.
That hurts not to say, though, because I love that saying.
It's a good one. But
We should have a bleep button on here for comedic effect, at least.
Don't we have a soundboard on this mixer?
Yeah, but it's not programmed at all.
yeah, that's probably a way to program it.
We should.
Well, that'd be on you, executive producer,
I'll look it up.
because me and Cam are talking and he makes a vulgar statement. You got to be on that button.
You can just. I wonder if you could just pull up a soundboard on the computer. No, I don't know.
No,
if
the
it goes
audio
through
won't
that.
The
comes
audio
through.
would be way off. I'll be soundboard guy. Go ahead and do a statement again, Cam.
Chuck it in. It.
We'll get the timing down.
Yeah. Work in progress.
Do you want to go home team? Do you want to talk about the Brownies some more?
He doesn't.
I mean, in reality, we look terrible as a whole. Chubb was kind of the saving grace for that game. The defense looks good. The offense is just not clicking at all. Watson's still making some very, very egregious mistakes. Accuracy questions still very prevalent.
Do you think Massage Man turns it around?
Before you answer that, my biggest takeaway is the Joe Burrow style of holding the ball and taking way too many dumb sacks.
Yeah. Especially as an actually mobile quarterback.
Dude, you can run. I think he took 6.
Yeah.
And I think 4 of them were, he definitely could have thrown the ball away or done something to escape the pocket.
And the offense kind of as a whole just looks like they're not communicating. I know there was a play where Elijah Moore ran the wrong route, which I don't know how you do that. But there were a couple plays on the sideline that if the ball was 2 inches in bounds, we would have gotten big gains. Look, there's a huge communication issue, just execution issue, which I know everybody's tired of hearing Stefanski say it, but now we're seeing it. This is purely execution now. The play calling is not great, but it's a lot better than last year. So we're trying to play into these guys' strengths. I don't know why we're under center so much.
That kind of shocked me as well.
That's kind of where Watson gets sacked the most.
Yeah, run a
because
pistol or shotgun.
He's not comfortable under center. We should just scratch single back and I formation from the playbook totally. There's no reason we can't run out of the backfield or run out of a pistol.
With Chubb gone now especially, yeah.
So I don't know why they decided they want to keep single back and all that stuff in. We should, again, completely eliminate it. It should not be an option.
Shane, could you get Stefanski on the phone right now? Let Cam guys talk some sense into him.
Let me try.
Should be on speed dial. I think he's number 3.
No, number 3 is my mom.
The show phone, Shane.
Yeah,
Oh,
show
you don't
phone,
have
show
one?
phone.
No, I
Oh,
don't
Yeah,
know.
no,
sorry.
he wasn't in the contract, you know.
Yeah, you weren't in the
But
LLC
we'll bring
agreement.
Shefty in instead. My Cowboys look dominant yet again. Granted, against the Jets, against Zach Wilson. But Dak managed the game well, 31 for 38, no turnovers, 2 scores. Pollard kind of got stuffed, 25 for only 72, but stuck with it. 25 carries, I love to see. He gets 6 catches as well, 7 catches actually. CeeDee Lamb, 13 targets for 143. Did not find the end zone, though.
Not on Sauce Gardner, though. Sauce
on
made
Sauce.
that very clear.
Sauce should have had a pick 6 that he dropped.
Yeah.
The only really mistake we made was we lost busted coverage once on Garrett Wilson for their lone touchdown. But overall, defense played excellent. Micah Parsons, DPOY, of course, had 2 sacks, pressure on every play, a pick from Trayvon Diggs, Malik Hooker, and Jaron Kearse. It's nice not having to put up 50 points a game just to win. You can actually count on your defense to make a stop and get a turnover and even score. So much weight lifted off the shoulders, and that's great for Dak.
Absolutely.
Because he's the one guy that you don't want pressure put on. Not that he can't
He
handle
panics.
it, but he does get a little jittery.
That's when he makes his bad decisions.
So yeah, plenty of big leads early. Defense taking care of the ball. Love to see it. We got Arizona this week. Should be the same story. Dominant, 20-point win. Good defensive showing. Then the big boys come to town. I think we got San Fran in week 5. Should be a great test. And always prepping for Philly as well, who hasn't looked great through 2 games so far.
Let's talk game of the week.
Recap from last week. Shane, did you have one?
I did. I said it was going to be Vikings-Eagles.
Told you.
Yeah, you called that. Want to break that one down for us? Did you watch that game?
I watched a little bit of it. I didn't get to watch the whole thing. I said what? The score would be 23-20. It was 28-35.
Yeah, I think 34-28. Yep.
Yeah.
Since you work at Best Buy, don't you guys like have the TVs on?
You would think it's just running the same exact commercial all day long.
Well,
and
you got to change that. Run a sales pitch.
They won't let me.
If they come in and see Thursday Night Football on TV, they're buying that TV, dude.
No, they don't come in during Thursday Night Football, dude. That
point.
store is
Yeah.
dead whenever there's football on.
They even more incentive for you to go get a remote and put the game on there.
So I would if they didn't have a coax tied into it that's just showing the same exact ad on a DVR.
You can work around that.
And there's one football game that plays, and it's a rerun of a Packers-Saints game from like 2 years ago. It's horrible.
That's tough.
It's bad, man.
Well, either way, I mean, entertaining game.
Yeah, I wouldn't say game of the week, but entertaining
Closer
game.
than it should have been. Again, Philly really didn't quite take care of business. Hurts played well. One bad read, but the main thing there, DeAndre Swift.
What do you have, 200 yards?
175 and a score
Yeah.
on 28 carries, 6.3 average.
Not the story. A.J. Brown.
Don't
that hurt a lot of
mention
us.
that guy's name.
That hurt a lot of us.
Please don't.
There is some tension now between A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, and Nick Sirianni.
And rightfully so. I mean,
Probably overblown, to be
Paying
fair.
him a lot.
from what I watched,
And he's not even getting the targets.
Not even getting looked at.
Because
no.
he is wide open.
So you guys know Prime does the thing where it will show you the open receiver,
Yeah.
and AJ Brown was highlighted green the entire game and got like 2 targets.
And 2 catches.
Yeah, because he was open.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
he
what's
finished
going
with
on.
only 6 targets, 4 catches, 29 yards. He's your deep ball threat. He should be putting up Mike Evans numbers every week.
I don't understand why they're going Devontae Smith wideout 1.
Yeah, I love Devontae.
He's good,
They both finished, I think, top 12 last year, but
but
you got to spread the wealth.
you have to.
And we know, we've talked about, Cam, you've harped on it countless times. A.J. Brown's catch radius and contested catch, just throw it in his direction. He'll make the play. But
At this point, it's got to be something personal.
no, I can't imagine it's personal.
For them to go and argue on the sideline like that,
Listen,
it can't be the first
that looked
time
ugly.
they've talked
Listen,
about it.
DeAndre Swift got 2 touches and then had 30 the next game.
With Gainwell being out, to be fair. You're
A.J.
saying-
Brown
Sleeper of the week.
has had 4 catches this season, pretty much. 6, I think. Why? Where is that? Where are those? What's happening?
And they're a run-heavy team. They were that way last year, but Smith and Brown still got their numbers.
He is absolutely burning me in fantasy right now.
I like to see that,
I don't like
being
to
in
see
your
that.
division.
No,
Kirk Cousins, though, prime time. I think he's the passing leader right now.
he is.
Up at 364 and 4 touchdowns, no turnovers. Good to see that.
Also, no wins.
But yes, also 0-2 so far. In close games. Games they probably should have won both. But either way, 0-2. Cam, your game of the week.
My new game of the week.
Your recap from last week.
Oh, I had Chiefs Jags. Wasn't great,
What a snooze fest.
but I also had Colts Texans
Much better.
as my dark horse, and dark horse they were, because I would much rather talk about that game than the Chiefs Jags.
Nothing to say there except neither team really scored, period. I watched Red Zone for like an hour straight, and they didn't cut to any of that game. I was wondering if it was in a delay or something, but just no offense whatsoever.
Yeah, but Colts Texans, quite a lot of offense. Again, Richardson was looking great. Unfortunately, went down. Gardner Minshew stepped up like he always does, and looked phenomenal. C.J. Stroud had an amazing game.
Save it for fantasy.
Well, I'm breaking down the game.
Yeah, well, I don't go too in depth,
I have to talk about C.J. Texans look good.
Quarterback, unnamed, looked pretty good.
Quarterback, the only question mark now is Damian Pierce.
That does concern me, even though they did play pretty much an entire second string O-line. That's back-to-back weeks now where he's really not done anything.
He's
He
only-
had 15 for 31.
It's rough.
It's not good.
Najee Harris-esque.
We'll get to that too as we preview Cam's first TikTok segment coming up.
Still need ideas for another one.
We'll get there.
I've been thinking, man, and it's a hard segment.
I mean,
to
we
just
could do
keep consistent.
NBA, MLB.
It's still hard.
If you want to send me some MLB stats on guys, I can pull something out of my.
Proverbial back pocket.
You were supposed to bleep.
Oh, I see. We're not in sync yet.
Let's try that out again.
Wait, ass isn't YouTube.
Whoa,
Come on, dude. It's part of the bit.
Good Lord.
Okay.
Shane the bit crasher.
So, anyways, MLB. We can do MLB. I'm sure if you sent me some stats and two guys, I could pull something out of my
Bleep.
and just make something up on the fly. Pretty good at that. I'm pretty good at
Improving.
BSing.
Well, I wasn't. How could I predict that? Come on.
Because
Yeah.
but I couldn't read what you were supposed to say.
I
there.
gave you the gesture.
We'll work on that. Soundboard off and making a comeback here. My game of the week from last week was Rams and Niners. Actually, pretty close game. Hit the exact spread. It was 30-23. Spread was Rams +7. McCaffrey played 100% of the snaps. Love to see that.
Yes.
And of course, they typical offense for the Niners. Everybody got the ball some. Debo, 6 catches, 63. Ayuk, smaller week. 6 targets, 3 catches, 43. Kittle, 3 for 30. Brock Purdy, again, not turning the ball over. But the Rams, dude, sneaky in real football and fantasy with both Kyron Williams, Tutu Atwell, and of course, your boy, Puka Nacua.
My boy, Matt Stafford.
Dana White's boy, Puka Nacua.
That's a fact.
You guys thought I was stupid for saying the Rams get the wild card.
I had my doubts, for sure.
I did.
Just
I
admit
still
it.
do. I still
Just
do.
admit
I'll admit
it.
it.
You guys both thought I was stupid for saying that.
I never thought you were stupid.
Come on.
In really any take. You have a pretty good track record.
That's true. You know better. That's all that is.
I do at least, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Shane
Shane
still
doesn't know
learning.
better.
He's still
yet.
learning.
He's still learning.
I didn't think you were stupid.
Dude, you said it
You
on air.
just said that you thought I was stupid
No, I
5
said,
seconds ago.
I said there were some doubts.
That's a drink.
No, that's what he said.
That's a drink, dude.
I can't remember.
You just now. You literally just said, I did. When I said you guys thought I was stupid, you said, I did.
Did I?
Yes.
Yes, a fact.
Oh, okay.
So, Cam, is he stupid or not?
No.
Contradict yourself yet again. That's another drink.
Another drink.
Yeah.
Shane, your new game of the week pick.
I'm going to go Patriots-Jets.
Ooh.
Sneaky.
Defensive battle.
Should be,
Yes.
yeah.
Definitely one for the defense fans out there.
And I think that we could also see something like Week 1 Patriots where Mac Jones just lets it fly at the same time.
Official prediction. The
I'm
spread
gonna
is
go-
Jets +2.5 at home.
Mac Jones, 650, 7 scores.
No. I'm going to say Patriots take this one. It'll be 35-31.
Ooh, barn burner.
How's the team even get to 31?
4 scores and a field goal.
Yeah.
Quick math.
I don't think the Zach Wilson Jets put up 31 on the Pats defense. I will say that.
Maybe
see it.
Zach Wilson.
Well, Brees
Aaron
Hall.
Rodgers is back from surgery. He's on the sideline.
No.
No, he's on the sideline coaching. He's got his headset is connected to Zach Wilson's. Zach Wilson has no communication with Robert Saleh at all. It's just Aaron Rodgers on the sideline, live action, telling him who to throw the ball
Probably
to.
the way it should be, honestly.
Yeah.
I think they cut the mics when the play starts.
No,
But
I think it's going to be a lot of run because Brees Hall only got, negative yards last week?
it wasn't much. But again, you're
Yeah.
playing the best defense of all time.
I think he's going to be fine.
I think the Pats should win. I agree with that. But I think much lower scoring than your prediction, at least.
Probably similar to in my opinion, the more logical view is Chiefs-Jags 2.0. 9-14.
I see, like,
So
24-14, something like that.
my logic is that I went too low last week. So this week,
That's not logic.
yes, it is.
No, it's not.
That's
Yes, it is.
reactionary opinions. Cam, your game of the week for week 3.
We're going prime time.
Prime time. Deion Sanders is actually not playing this weekend.
We're going Eagles-Bucks.
Monday night.
Monday Night Football, 1 of 2.
Hopefully the last week of that.
Baker and a Bucks team that is on fire and an Eagles defense that needs to bounce back. Should be a fun battle.
Eagles offense that needs to get A.J. Brown the ball. I like to think on the sideline, when AJ sees Mike Evans catching 3 balls for 116 yards, he says, "Hey, Jalen."
You see that?
That's me, dude.
You see that?
Give me the ball,
I can do that, but I would already have 200 yards.
at least.
You see that? Every time Mike Evans catches a ball, just A.J. Brown's like, look at that.
Jalen.
Hey, Nick. See that guy? It's called a wide receiver 1.
That's what I am.
They still have, oh, who's that other guy? Number 14? Oh, that's Chris Scott. How much does he, oh, he still has 60 yards too?
Hey, Devontae, you're set, bro.
Yeah, we're
You're
good. We're good. You're him, Chris Godwin, Devontae Smith. You are Chris Godwin. I'm Mike Evans. I'm the show. I got the $150 million contract, not you.
Guess what? Rashad White still got 20 carries, 100 yards.
That's
we,
you,
we
Swift.
we got Swift, dude.
Yeah.
We can actually be a multi-dimensional offense.
I'm sure Swift will get more than 20 yards,
You would assume so,
I'd hope so.
but I don't care because I have 140.
and counting.
I have my contract's worth in millions of yards this game.
Official prediction.
There's 2 ways this could go. The Bucks keep rolling or they fizzle out.
No in between.
And I think they keep rolling.
You've been known to call some pretty big-time Eagle upsets.
I'm going 28-21 Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh, baby. Baker in prime time. I'm going with what should be the highest scoring game of the week because neither team has any defense whatsoever. Chargers in Minnesota. Can't go 0-3. It should be a win. A pair of 0-2 teams, actually.
Somebody's going to be 1-2 after this game.
What happens when a movable force meets a stoppable object? 38-35 Chargers. Big games from both quarterbacks, all wideouts. Eckler should be back, hopefully, to get some kind of run game going there. Madison should get more than 8 carries.
I'm really looking forward to the 0-3 Kirk Cousins with 1,000 yards already.
JJ, 1,000 yards in 3 games.
No scores.
Yeah, no, of course. Going the CeeDee Lamb route.
No, the Julio Jones route.
Prime Julio Jones. Yeah. So, yeah, it should be a barn burner. Overall, not a ton of great matchups this week. Sunday night, you're getting Pittsburgh again in primetime. Pittsburgh Raiders. Kind of an odd matchup for a Sunday night game.
They should be flexing them already.
If anything, let's go fan cameras because they're the 2 most violent fan bases. Although Miami's making a run for that.
Philly
Let's
definitely
hope.
is still number 1.
Let's hope for minimal violence.
You know, there's a
From the
bar
fans.
in Philly that it might be all bars in Philly, but they have Cowboys jerseys as their welcome mats.
I believe that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it should be every bar.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's dedication.
Yeah,
You know?
and
That's fun. That's cool.
I
That's
guarantee you they're new too.
Oh, yeah.
They
brand
replace
new
them every season.
Micah Parsons
Like
jersey.
it's not still Emmitt Smith's jersey from 40 years ago.
No.
There's no Romo down there.
It's got to be a fresh Dak jersey,
Yeah,
for sure.
Maybe a retro Zeke.
they might have one Romo jersey, but it's hung up and framed because it's the game that he broke his collarbone.
That would be on par for Philly fans.
Man, that's an expensive welcome mat. Jerseys are not cheap.
Well,
For a
I'm sure-
bar, yeah, they
I'm
make
sure
their
the
money
bars
back.
in Philly do pretty good,
That's
yeah,
true.
especially on game day.
especially in Philly.
Yeah, they're not. They can afford a $200 jersey, easy. How about our going into week 3 power rankings? Which we did not do last week. Got our top 5 down from top 10 in week 1. Starting off with number 5.
We still have the Kansas City Chiefs. I haven't seen enough to flex anyone in this spot, although there is some consideration for the Ravens to make the jump.
Definitely in the conversation.
If the Ravens get a little crispier on offense, really get that under control, get a little more formulated, I think they can definitely take number 5 by the end of next week.
But for me, the Chiefs' defense is definitely keeping them in the top 5 consideration. We know the offense will get straightened out. They're going to put points up. Kelsey's back now. So for now, stuck in there at number 5. Number 4, we're going Niners. Could be higher. Again, these top 4 teams, there's kind of conversation for anybody to be number 1 or number 4. Bless you, Shane.
Thank you.
But Niners 4, you know what you're getting there. Both sides of the ball, very dominant. And I think they have a pushover week here in week 3. They, in fact, are playing Thursday night,
Giants.
actually, against the Giants. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be sneaky. You never know.
The Giants come out hot, and
Yeah, you getting second half Giants or week 1 and week 2 first half Giants?
tough to say. But yeah, I like the I like the Niners there. I think you might be able to flex them up after this week. It really depends on how our number 3 team, the Philadelphia Eagles, play. In my opinion, they lose to the Bucks in not looking so good like they have the last couple weeks. They might drop out
Entirely.
top 5.
Yeah.
Not by too far, but I could definitely see that pretty much Niners Chiefs move up a spot, Ravens move in, and then the Philly goes down to the 6-7.
Number 2, again, after 2 easy weeks of bad competition, my Dallas Cowboys. Great defense. Said it again. Dak does not have to win games by himself. Which is nice to see. The best recipe for their success. Offense, though, still rolling when they need to. Should be another easy week against Arizona. Get the job done. Stay number 2. Shane, do you want to guess who the number 1 team of the SnS Power Rankings is?
I'm going to take a guess and go the Miami Dolphins.
You'd be correct, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Tell us why.
Tyreek Hill is unstoppable.
Pats kind of stopped him.
No, they didn't. You can't stop Tyreek Hill. He's too fast.
Well, I'm pretty sure he didn't have that spectacular of a
He
game.
had like 4 for 50 and a score.
I thought he had like 120.
Nope, you are a week behind, my friend.
Didn't watch the game there,
'cause
pal.
he had 200 the week before. Oh, yeah, you're right. 5 for 40 touchdown.
We
That's
kind of know
exactly
what we're
I said.
talking about.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
come in prepped, you know.
But that offense, insane. Raheem Mostert looks great. Tua looks really good. Defense, not bad. It's hard to beat that team with that much firepower on offense, though. I mean, once they get Waddle back from concussion protocol, it's game over for whoever has to play him.
And 2 great wins, beating a high-powered Chargers team, going to Foxborough, always tough.
And a great defense in New England.
Love
Yeah.
to see it.
Yeah. Right now, dude, one of my Super Bowl picks looks great.
I think we're all on there. I'm still
Who's
amazed.
your
that-
NFC team? Oh, Philly.
Yeah.
Got Philly going back.
Do you want to go to fantasy or do you want to go to break?
Let's go
Let's
to
take a
break.
All right, boys.
My back's not feeling the best.
Episode 55 of Sports and Stogies back after this. Shane, fitness is very important in your line of work. I'm trying to get back in shape myself, but I just cannot stand going to the gym.
It's horrible, man. You go in, you don't know what you're doing. You don't have any idea of, what exercises are best for you.
I have a decent knowledge, but mostly it's just so busy. People are holding up your equipment, taking your weights. It's a hassle to go out there.
It really is.
Which is like an easier way, honestly.
There has to be an easier way,
Oh,
right?
hey, fellas, stop bickering for 1 second here. And let me be the light at the end of your tunnel.
Got a solution for us?
I do. You know what ACE certified personal trainers are?
I know they're definitely high quality.
Qualified.
Absolutely. Well, we have one. Close relations with the show.
Is that a fact?
Mr. Evan Keaton with All Things Fitness. ACE certified personal trainer.
So, well, come to the gym with me and get me a nice program going here?
That's an option.
What's the other option?
I have a better option. Maybe you like to work out in the comfort of your own home.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
It'd be really nice.
Well, guess what? He travels to you.
I don't have any equipment here, though.
He has it.
He brings equipment with him.
He brings the equipment for a travel fee, of course, depending on how far away you live. And if you would like to get in touch with Mr. Evan Keaton with All Things Fitness, his email is allthingsfitness15@gmail.com. His cell phone number is 937-308-6324, 937-308-6324, or reach out to him on his website, allthingsfit.org.
SnS Nation, if you guys want to get in shape with me and Shane and Cam as well, give our boy Evan a shout out. With that, Cam, how about our final cigar notes here? We're all done.
Again, I had the Catelli Modella, and I'm probably not saying that right,
Close enough.
but I have the final grading here. The draw, 3.5, a little tight. Stayed consistent, though, which is very nice. Burn was a 4 got a little uneven towards the end and the middle. But overall, not a terrible burn. Pretty solid. The flavor 4, that kind of caramel graham cracker kind of faded out pretty quick. Got pretty spicy in there for a little bit, right through the middle, the second, third. And then the end just kind of rounded off with like a vanilla, sweet, nice dessert stick. Really took me across all the horizons of my flavor palette, which I enjoy. I've been a proponent of complex flavors and drastic transitions.
Well, given your Magic Toast is your favorite stick, that makes a lot of sense.
Then the appearance was a 5. Beautiful cigar. Absolutely gorgeous. Personal 4 with an overall of 20.5 out of 25.
Solid score. For me, I had the Knuckle Sandwich Chef's Special, again, limited edition from PCA of this year. Appearance, definite 5. Absolutely gorgeous, very well made. Great dark oily wrapper, not a single seam in there. Just flawlessly made. Burn, also a 5. Perfecto tip with 1 match, no touch-ups, burned even after that initial light in the beginning, even all the way through after that. Draw was a 4, little tight, but still very solid smoke production. Flavor, 4. Towards the middle, I got kind of like a burnt end, like charcoal barbecue.
Ooh, yeah.
No, it's very nice. I've only had that in a couple sticks so far. And then with that leather came all the way through, that kind of dark earthiness, the typical Maduro flavors that I know and love. Personal, a 4 as well, for a grand total of 22 out of 25. Shane, final notes on your Buffalo 10 impressions overall?
So, very earthy to begin with, which I don't dislike. I mean, I'm used to smoking Connecticut, so I usually get like the sweeter sticks, but this was a good switch up. I had to touch up the burn a couple times, probably my fault, honestly. It's been a while since I've smoked. But towards the end, it went from earthy to spice very quick, which I liked a lot because I do like a spicy stick every now and again. I'd definitely smoke it again, and then for being a $5 stick, probably the best bargain stick I've had.
Yeah, value-wise, very tough to beat.
Yeah.
Then whiskey-wise, for me at least, the McKenna opened up a lot more as it sat. I got much more sweetness, vanilla, caramel, butterscotch. Very pleasant, very nice. Fantasy-wise, before we get to, of course, our sleepers, a couple questions for both of you. Is C.J. Stroud a viable starting quarterback in fantasy? After 2 great weeks, do you feel comfortable starting him moving forward?
Obviously, it depends on who your starter is. When I don't have like a Josh Allen or like one of those elite quarterbacks, I like to just play best ball. And in the leagues that I have Stroud, he will be part of that best ball circulation now. Yes.
Great numbers through 2 weeks. Shane?
I'd agree. If I wasn't in the position where I'm in, where I think Deshaun Watson will bounce back from this week and be a good fantasy quarterback, and then my backup's Jared Goff, who's also been very solid this week, I'd probably pick him up. I mean, say you're in a league where it's between him and, I'm trying to think of, like Derek Carr, I'd probably go C.J. Stroud.
I would definitely roster him. Maybe not start him quite yet, but a lot of promise there, a lot of potential. So if he's on your bench, keep him. Maybe some good trade bait if there's a guy in your league that doesn't have a true starting quarterback to get good value there. Or come bye week when your Herbert or Mahomes is on bye and you plug Stroud in. That's a solid guy to put in there in a must-start situation.
Yeah, he's going to give you no less than like 15 points.
Minimum. Yeah, very reliable. At least through 2 weeks. A guy that was unreliable last week, really the entire Falcons team, Drake London bounced back in a big way. I didn't start him, but I didn't drop him, as you shouldn't drop guys after one bad week. Progress, they were still up most of that game, but it was close, so they threw the ball a little bit more. Bijan continues to dominate. But Kyle Pitts is a guy that I wish I had not drafted.
At where he was being drafted, I agree. But when your tight end's getting 5 targets a game, the deep balls will come, the breakaway plays will come. Again, I'm still holding him.
It helps that tight end overall is so bad.
Yes.
That he's not a anchor, pulling your team down. But I don't know if you start him here going forward until he has something to show that he's going to put some kind of numbers up.
He's a lot better than the position that I'm in, starting Pat Freiermuth.
Yeah, again, after Kelsey and Andrews, tight end's kind of a crapshoot.
I'd say T.J. Hawkinson's up there with them now,
Yeah,
too.
correct. Yeah, I kind of forgot about Hawk. Reliable.
But, yeah, I mean, underwhelming tight ends all around. But, I mean, he's better than Pat Freiermuth.
Now, we had 2 starting running backs go down this week. Eckler and Aaron Jones did not play. I started both Josh Kelly and A.J. Dillon, and neither one really worked out.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Kelly at least was facing a tough defense in Tennessee.
Yeah, I expected A.J. Dillon to just pick up right where Aaron Jones left off like he normally does, but that was not the case.
15 carries, only 15, I think 50 yards. Didn't really catch the ball much. I think he had 1 target, which is odd for him.
Especially.
So, again, a guy I'm going to keep, but if Jones misses this week, I don't feel good about starting A.J. Dillon in a flex spot or RB2 especially.
I agree.
I'm really praying that my waiver wire pickups go through because Dameon Pierce has been the letdown of my team.
Yeah, a guy that went in usually round 5,
Yeah.
maybe round 4 if you reach a little bit early.
I think I got him in 5, and I was happy with it. I was like, okay, probably guaranteed like 10, 11 points a game. Nothing near it at all. I mean, week 1 he probably had 60 yards, and then week 2, 34.
Again, getting all the carries, but no big plays.
None.
No red zone work.
It's a
so
complete
far.
shadow of what he was last year.
Yeah.
And again, it's only 2 weeks. Don't overreact. I wouldn't drop him.
I'm not going to drop him.
You can't feel good about starting him.
But say I get, I put in 3. I went for
You got, actually, by the time they hear this, it'll be already settled. So
I
you
went
can go ahead.
Zach Moss, Jerome Ford, and then I even went for Kareem Hunt, just in case he gets signed by the Browns.
I like that pickup.
Yeah,
If they do pick him up, or
hopefully. I mean, I went for it the second it got announced that he was back in Cleveland. So any one of those guys, I feel comfortable starting over Dameon Pierce at this point. I'll give Dameon Pierce a couple weeks to bounce back, but he's looking horrible so far.
now the number 3 scoring running back so far is a guy that Cam has loved and touched on a lot. Your boy, Mr. Brian Robinson Jr.
B-Rob, baby.
Is he now? He's a must-start guy now, right?
Yes, you knew it was going to happen. He's getting all the touches. He's getting like 30 touches a game, including the passing. The volume's there. I told you that the production would be there. He was explosive last year. If he would have played all year, he probably would have been a 1,500-yard back. Here we are. He's on pace.
And you probably got him in round 9, 10, 11, late value pick.
Late.
Start the man. As a flex, as an RB2, and on his way to being an RB1. Which, again, is a 9th, 10th round pick, probably the 3rd or 4th running back you took. It's incredible value.
I know before the show last week, I was talking to you, and I was like, should I try and get someone to bite on Zay Flowers and go for B-Rob? And I'm kicking myself for not doing it.
I don't know if they would have taken that
It would have been
after the first week, but yeah, that would have been a great pickup.
It would have been Zay Flowers and something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, Dameon Pierce?
Well, at the
Maybe.
time, I would have taken that for sure.
I have no room to talk because in the show league, I'm 0-2.
Before we get there, real quick, the Cleveland backfield situation. If they do bring in Hunt, is Jerome Ford worth a start this week? Is a guy you want to roster, at least to have on your bench?
I'd keep him rostered just to see how they split, how that works. They might just go full Hunt if they get him, but I would definitely keep him rostered, at least for the next couple weeks. That'll really show how the offense is going to be moving forward.
You would assume it'd take Hunt, even though he's been in Cleveland for a while, probably a week or two to get back in and be fully in that system.
I think he'll be ready to go.
But he's great in the passing game. We know that.
Yeah.
Good goal line back. So hoping that does go through in that signing. Kareem Hunt's definitely a must-start come week 3. Now with that, our SnS recap of week 2.
You beat me by 0.34 points.
Down to the wire. And I was sweating. And come Monday night, I didn't feel good.
Njoku needed one catch after halftime.
Didn't feel good. I had Olave, and you had Njoku in the Browns defense. And Olave did just enough, and Njoku did not quite do just enough.
Yeah.
So 2-0 for me.
0-2 for me.
1-1 for me.
For
And
Shirt Brothers.
Rude Dog blew me out this week.
Rough week.
It was a rough week, and I'm blaming. It's not even a guy on my team. I'm blaming Jalen Hurts. because A.J. Brown, there's no excuse for him to have 6 points 2 weeks in a row.
Hey, at least you're in a PPR. In the leagues I have him in, he had 2.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
And then Dameon Pierce, man, come on. Like, do something.
Also have
Anything.
Dameon Pierce in that same league. I think my team finished with like 35 fantasy points.
That was almost an all-time low kind of week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, I went I think 4-2, back-to-back weeks. Killed all 3 work leagues, substantial wins, and then lost our OCM league, lost our buddies league, and
2-0 in the OCM for me, and I'm averaging like 125.
0-2. I just lost to Wolfie. Shout out Wolfie. Rough week. And then 2-0 there. Do you guys know who you're playing this week? I didn't look at the schedule yet.
I do not.
Either way, I feel good about it going forward. Let's go 3-0. Win my division. Shirt Brothers 1-2.
Be real with me, boys. Did either of you do waiver pickups this week
I put 1 in.
for Zach Moss?
No,
Damn.
but I'm not going to get anybody because I'm 2-0 now.
Nobody
so.
wants Zach Moss, dude.
I do.
Well, you can have him.
I don't think Jonathan Taylor's going to play for a while. And for a couple weeks, if he can get me 15 points, that's 3 times more than Dameon Pierce.
Math checks out.
Yeah.
So now myself, Rudy, Demi are all 2-0. I think there's maybe one more, but overall, very close league throughout. Good matchups. Had to sweat that win out this week. So let's come week 3, get the momentum going. And sleeper-wise, the moment we've all been waiting for. Captain Shane, with an 89.42, very high score for sleepers. Hurts give you 25. You get 25 from CeeDee Lamb. Rest of your team did okay. Low score was Higbee at 4.2, but almost breaking 90 in sleepers, even though you picked some technically guys that were sleepers, but a reach. Very good week. Cam, a 96.14. Another incredible week sleeper-wise. It's just unheard of to break 100. Came very close. B-Rob, 28.9. Huge pickup there. Josh Reynolds, great call, 23.6. Besides A-Rob, who put up 3.2, your whole team did pretty well. Musgrave and Woods, Javante. Myself, after winning last week, dropped to 124.5.
Oh my God.
Danny Dimes, 30.74. James Cook, 20. Rashad White, 21.3. Christian Kirk bounced back, 21.96. Got lucky, but that's how we roll here. 2-0 in sleeper so far, boys. And Shane, 0-2 in distant last places. Now, we said last week if you didn't win, there'd be some kind of repercussions.
What are these repercussions?
Not be discussed yet, but picking Jalen Hurts and CeeDee Lamb, do you still lose? Not a good look there, boy. Not a good look. But you can redeem yourself this week with the live draft of sleepers. Shane, of course, having first pick. Cam second, and myself going 3 and 4. As usual, quarterbacks below 12 in standard ESPN scoring. Running backs 12. Wideouts below 24. And tight ends below 5. So, Shane, your quarterback this week, you're on the clock.
Wait. Oh, I need to filter it first.
Yes, yes. Filters all based on scoring and based on overall scoring. Cumulative. Going into week 3.
Give me Baker.
We're going Baker Mayfield for Shane.
That's where I was going to go, but I respect it.
I was thinking about that myself.
I'll go Desmond Ridder.
Ooh, okay, I like that. And it leaves me my guy. I'm going to go C.J. Stroud. After 2 great weeks. Playing the Jags, tough matchup. They should be down, which means throwing the ball a lot.
Garbage time.
Putting some numbers up. And hopefully
your
it gets me a
first
third straight win.
running back.
Running back off the board is going to be... We're going to go Jerome Ford. I think even if Hunt does come in, Ford should still get at least half of the work. Maybe find the end zone, a couple big plays. I'm going to rock with Jerome Ford.
It's going to be super ballsy.
Well, it's not your pick, so
Is
hang
it
on
not?
there. Hang on.
I thought it went back. Oh, I picked first.
You picked
Never
first
mind.
there.
God damn it.
Whoa! Bleep! Demonetized. Cam on the board here for his first running back pick.
Let me see who I picked last week. Just to...
Also, I would advise against picking Nick Chubb.
Yeah, unfortunately. Ooh, man, do I do it?
I've got a guy I'm looking at right here that I hope you guys don't pick. he better fall back to me.
I am going to take him. Give me Jahmyr Gibbs.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
This is very high risk, high reward. Going Kareem Hunt.
Taking a chance.
Wow.
That is how you win Sleeper of the Week or come in a distant last place.
And
Yeah.
your second running back.
Back to Cam, though. I love the Gibbs pick with Montgomery being out. Hopefully gets more work than he did this
He
week.
should.
I'm going to go Isaiah Pacheco.
Okay.
Doubling down with Isaiah Pacheco.
Love the true sleepers this week.
Yeah.
Figured
definitely change of pace.
if you can't win with superstars,
Go sleepers.
oh man, do I like this guy?
I think you do.
I don't think I do. Oh man.
Dun 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 dun.
I'm gonna go Joe Mixon.
Going Mixon as RB2, and I get my guy, which who knows? I think he should be the lead back there. We're going Jalen Warren in Pittsburgh, who is 5 times better than Najee Harris. Give him the ball in
I
catching
mean, Trent
or.
Richardson.
Well, I was going to touch on that too when we're down here. That's your TikTok thing. And then first wideout, again, 24 or lower. I'd love to go Nico. Of course, he's like 7th right now. So instead, oh boy, do I go with a stack here with CJ Stroud? Give me Tank Dell.
Love it.
Again, going to be down early, throwing the ball a lot. And I think
I
after
believe
Nico,
124 is sleeper record.
it's got to be up there. Yeah.
Nice.
I'll go to my records from last year, but definitely very high. Oh, man. Cam's first wideout. You can see a couple guys I really like out here
Me too.
as wideout 2 or flex.
I think I am gonna go
With none other than the one,
the route.
the only, the legendary.
Oh man, that's risky.
So you guys are hearing live deliberation on a very important week 3.
I was very angry with this guy for other reasons,
A.J. Brown.
but he can pan out here. Give me Jaden Reed.
Ooh, I like that a lot.
He got a lot of utilization.
Shane doubling down back-to-back wideouts.
I'm going to go Zay Flowers. And then give me Mike Will.
Mike Will is definitely a sleeper. I think he's currently ranked 34 amongst wideouts.
He is indeed.
This is an important pick right here.
Give me Gabe Davis.
Ooh, okay. Looking at back-to-back boom weeks.
I'm expecting a bigger week.
For my second wideout, we're going slant boy himself, Mike Thomas. Had a good week this week. I think they build on that. Get some of the share from Olave, from Jawan Johnson, from Rashid Shaheed. My tight end. This is where things get really difficult here, you know. A lot of weird names in here. Guys are really ranked down, but I'm gonna go homie here. Cowboy Jake Ferguson. There's a lot of the red zone work. Cowboys almost had the tight end trifecta. Both him and Schoonmaker caught touchdowns, and Hendershot was close. Technically, Travis Kelce is qualified as a sleeper at number 20 overall.
That is true.
But you don't want to pull a Shane here.
I'm actually going to take Shane's guy.
Is that a fact?
We're going Cade Otton.
Ooh, okay.
Buccaneers legend.
2 scores on Monday night.
Give me Zach Ertz.
Did pretty good for me last week. reliable pickup, a lot of targets there,
I'm honestly shocked that he's there.
in a overall surprising Cardinals offense so far.
And then
Your
my
flex.
flex. Let me get Romeo Dobbs.
Love that pick. Thought about him myself for wideout too. Especially if Watson is out this week. That could be a very strong pickup.
My flex is going to be none other than Roshan Johnson.
Ooh, thought about that too. And we'll round out my team here in the flex spot. I'm going to go wide out. And I'm going to lock in a guy that is also going to be featured on Monday night. Hopefully for 6 catches, 72 yards, maybe a score. The aforementioned Chris Godwin. So those teams are locked in. I'd love to make it 3 straight. And we got to figure out a punishment for Shane for
Losing that
for
week.
not just losing, but coming in last with Hurts and CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
We'll discuss off air. You guys have any suggestions? Go ahead and send those in. You know where to send them to.
Yeah. And we need to go buy a bag of ice too.
We'll get there.
Maybe next show
We'll get there.
we can get that done.
I think a little more than a bag would probably suffice.
A couple bags just right there in your bathtub.
Now, do you want to preview your TikTok new trend?
Career comparisons with a former player that maybe was not so good.
First one got a lot of good traction here.
First one was Najee Harris is Trent Richardson. Statistically, they pretty much have the same yards per carry. Harris just has more volume. Obviously, Harris has a better pass game opportunity as well. But it's valid. Especially, you can't use the offensive line excuse with how explosive Jalen Warren is. Because he is running the football very well.
Najee is way too patient.
I want to throw this out there too. He just looks slow.
And also that.
All of his explosiveness from college is gone.
I don't know if the ankle's still giving him trouble or just he wasn't that explosive to begin with, but it's not there.
Yeah, I don't know.
So any insights to the next one?
I have no idea.
Need some more ideas here. But the first one did, again, caught fire. No pushback. Besides maybe, the pass-catching ability.
Yeah, there's a couple conversation starters, I think, were involved, which I love to see.
But like I said, have you ever seen Najee and Trent in the same room?
No, I have not.
Shane?
I can't say that I have.
That makes 3 of us. Makes a very apt comparison. Now, college ball-wise, another wild weekend. Starting off with Coach Prime, Colorado. In a rivalry game, they were a 28-point favorite, and they went to double overtime.
What an insane game.
I love Pac-12 After Dark. 2:30 a.m. They're playing double overtime. Great game. Shedeur looked good, but the main thing there was Travis Hunter is out on a pretty dirty hit. It was late. He got flagged for it. I guess he had a liver contusion.
He has a lacerated liver.
Yeah, so a internal injury there. Out 3 to 4 as of now.
And I will say, Prime is being such an amazing professional, saying, guys, stop talking about the kid that made the hit. It happened. It is what it is. It's football. And you love to see it.
If you're a college kid, how would you not want to go play for Coach Prime at Colorado?
I want to.
Exactly. I couldn't make the team, but let me try.
Yeah. He's done like $4.3 million in sunglass sales.
Too
I
easy.
believe they're all pre-orders
Too easy.
because I think he just opened his sunglasses line with the blinders.
Oh, yeah.
So, good to see.
Yeah, game-wise, again, closer than it should have been. Offense kind of stalled most of the game, but then when it came down to it, fourth quarter, from their own 2-yard line, 2 minutes to go, and Shedeur led a 98-yard drive, got in the end zone, got the 2, went to overtime. And then I guess the rules changed because it used to be if you get the ball first in OT, then you get it second in double OT. But they got the ball first in each period, capitalized, scored, got a win. In overall, a pretty sloppy game, tons of penalties. I think Colorado State had like 9 different personal fouls, got chippy.
It was tough.
But love to see it again, especially being the only game on late night, being at work.
And the other Sanders' son getting the pick 6.
Yeah, Shiloh, pick 6 early on.
Prime said he ran down the sideline with him.
Well, of course.
Kept pace. And he said he didn't even know he had that in him anymore.
Well, that's always
He said he went full dad, no coach.
That's another great thing, too. You see Coach Prime, and then you see Dad Prime on the sidelines.
Well, his pregame is he'll walk him and his sons, one on each side. They walk from the 50-yard line to the end zone. And the first walk there is all Dad. The walk back, Coach Prime.
That's phenomenal.
He said he can just flip the switch like that.
God, could you imagine having that ability?
No.
Or having that opportunity as a player to not just go play for a great coach who has your back, but it's your dad.
Yeah.
I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. And seeing your sons make big plays like that.
Yeah.
Now they got Oregon this week in a very tough matchup. I know they're a 21-point dog. But this could be, I think they have UFC after that. So 2 huge games here to really prove if they're legit or still just getting started. Florida State had a very close 2-point win on the road at Boston College. Kept that game very tight. Kansas State lost on a SEC record 61-yard walk-off field goal to Missouri. That's NFL. There's NFL kickers that can't make that kick.
No. Wasn't there a game that was like 92-0 also?
Yeah, so I forget who it was, but Oregon beat a team 2 weeks ago, like 84-0. It's like Portland, I don't know, some community college almost. That team then went and played their next game and won 91-0.
That's insane.
Yeah. Different level of competition, but 91-0, that's almost impossible.
That's insane.
Like, I can't do that on NCAA 14.
No.
There's not enough time. Overall, though, your top teams looked a little shaky this week. Georgia, tough win, but didn't look good at all. Bama, worst Bama team probably of my lifetime. There's no answer at quarterback. They tried 3 guys. I think their initial starters definitely got to go to, but they had the Notre Dame transfer. Didn't look good. Third-string guy came in. Didn't look good. Well, hey, that's why he left Notre Dame. You've got your guy now.
Still, Notre Dame legend.
Either way, weird to see Bama struggling against South Florida on the road. It was 3-3 at halftime.
Very odd.
They pulled out late, but much closer than it should have been. And then Texas as well struggled with Wyoming. Maybe coming off that high after beating Alabama in Tuscaloosa last week. It was 10-7 late. Quinn Ewers did throw a score to seal it up, but again, much closer than it should have been. And then Tennessee, of course, loses again in Gainesville. They've not won there since, I think, 2003, if not longer.
Yikes.
They were a big favorite there, and it wasn't close. They were never really even in that game. Now, how about your Fighting Irish in Week 3?
Balling out, baby. Balling out of control.
Train keeps rolling.
Good luck.
It's game week. It's where things get serious.
Yes, it is.
Bucks did look very good on all cylinders. Giving Henderson the ball more. Marvin Harrison Jr., Heisman, MVP. Give it to him right now. But we're all coming up to this Saturday.
Friday night at midnight, we are not friends anymore.
That's a fact. Until Saturday night at 12:01.
Exactly.
Sunday morning, I guess. So overall this week, you've got Florida State at Clemson. Tough game. Ole Miss at Bama. Ranked matchup. I like Ole Miss on the road. Bama just doesn't have it. Again, not having a quarterback is almost impossible to win with. Even defense being so good, running game looked a little shaky. I look Ole Miss on the road there. Another ranked matchup, UCLA at Utah. Of course, Colorado going to Oregon. I think the hype train derails a little bit. Not their own fault. I mean, just being your first year, even going 3-0 to start here has been fantastic so far, but Oregon's just so much better on paper at least. And then Oregon State at Washington State, Iowa at Penn State, and of course the nightcap, 7:30 p.m. The Buckeyes in South Bend. For what's now, I think, a 6-8 matchup.
What is the spread?
We're looking at right now Notre Dame +3. 6 versus 9.
Give me Notre Dame -45.
Little steep. Shane, will you watch that game?
If I can, because I have class. It only goes till 5. But I know.
Wow. So kickoff.
2.5 hours.
Fully available.
Yeah.
Yes. But you boys have to remember that I'm doing 8 hours of search and rescue on Saturday. So I'm going to be fucking exhausted.
Whoa! Bleep! Come on, dude.
Man.
I'm really doing bad today. I was doing so good last week.
You were a consummate professional,
Yeah, I didn't say anything bad.
and now you're a sailor.
Yeah. But if I wake up in time, I will.
A little power nap gets you going.
I have to be
Wake up, slug some SoCo, watch the game.
6:30 though.
Okay. Game will be over by midnight, probably 11 if anything.
Yeah, then I have work the next morning.
Get a good 7 hours.
I'll probably catch it like right before halftime, if I'm being honest.
I want a full breakdown come next show.
What is happening?
What do you mean?
Do you understand the schedule that they start?
Yeah. But when I go home from class, I sleep for like 3 hours. Because
Okay,
the night
cut
before
that
I
down.
don't sleep.
Cut that down to a nice hour and a half.
But if you sleep for 3 hours when you get home, how do you sleep the rest of the night?
I do.
Man's a professional sleeper.
Then why don't you just wait?
What do you mean?
Take a
just
quick
wait?
hour and a half nap, get an hour, go get food, be ready for kickoff.
That's just not how things
Shane,
happen.
sleeper of the week? Question mark. Well, you're 0-2 in that regard, and I guess if you're not
am.
going to watch, you'd be 0-3. It's cool though. You know, there's 2 of us here on show that pay attention to sports. How about UFC? Did you watch the Fight Night card?
I did. I caught it right before the Grasso fight.
So you saw Holland and Della Maddalena?
No, I didn't.
Oh, so you saw the walkouts of
I saw the walkouts.
Valentina
of-
and Grasso.
Yes.
You
Let's
watched it
backtrack a little bit. Raul Rosas Jr.
with a KO win.
Yeah.
Beautifully done.
Unexpected out of nowhere. I thought he would have taken more time off, but he said, nah, I graduated now. We're going to go fight. We're going to knock guys out.
Terrence Mitchell, nonetheless. Not a pushover.
No, that's a legit fight.
So props to him. He's coming up.
Momentum's still back on there. Still only, is he even 19 yet?
I believe he is still 18.
Hard to believe.
But we're going to be saying that for the next 10 years.
Yeah,
Just
no
like they
kidding.
still do with Jason. Jason Tatum's still 18 years old.
To my knowledge, I think that checks out. Yeah. So yeah, great fight there from Rosas. Let's see him keep moving. Youngest champ ever? Question mark. He's got plenty of time. I think Jones was 22 when he won the belt.
He's got a lot of time. He'll
And plenty of
definitely
room to
get
improve.
title fights.
Definitely room to improve as well, and getting better at it. Imagine, dude, when I was 18, that's you, Shane.
I think I was still eating tree bark.
Yeah, I was anywhere near a contending level UFC shape or technique. Then they added Della Maddalena beat Kevin Holland. Holland looked weird. He looked like he was sparring most of the fight,
Yeah.
which I guess is kind of Holland's style. But overall, Jack looked very good in front of a nice crowd there. Should get a nice fight coming up. I think he's 6-0 now in the UFC. And again, momentum. Keep on rolling strong. Then the main event ended up being a split draw, which I took issue with. Grasso retains the belt by default over Valentina. Shane, your thoughts on that fight overall?
There were a lot of times that I thought Grasso was going to put it away.
She had a couple chokes locked up.
She did.
She, I think it was round 3 when she knocked Valentina down, and she did like a backflip to get back up.
Yeah. And then the scoring didn't really make sense to me either because one judge scored the last round 10-8.
Correct. In
Which-
favor of Grasso, which is
Yeah.
I thought was
nuts.
ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, you can't really we can't do anything about it. And it's not like Grasso had a bad fight.
No, I'm fine with the draw.
Yeah.
I think you could go either way depending on how you think round 4 went. I had Valentina 1, 3, and 4. But if you gave Grasso 4, I'm cool with that too. It was very close.
Was that the round that she locked in? I don't want to say rear naked, but like she took the back.
Oh, that was round 5.
That was round 5.
Yeah, where she had that.
Okay.
It was very close.
Yeah.
Valentina had one locked up that I thought Alexa was going to tap to.
She
Powered through that. And then, yeah, round 5 where Grasso locked that one up.
Yeah.
But overall, I think Val lost that fight herself. She went to the ground too many times
Yeah.
when Grasso proved she's actually pretty damn strong.
I agree.
and
I
has
thought Grasso
great
won.
ground game.
Yeah.
in my opinion. I thought Grasso won.
And then it made
Close fight, but I think Grasso won.
I'm fine with that, just not the official scoring. Just
Yeah.
puzzled me.
It made me mad when, after she lost, she's like, oh, it's because it's Mexican Independence Day. It's like, no, because you lost the fight. That's why you lost.
Well, technically, didn't lose. It was a draw.
Okay, but, like, you didn't win the belt.
There'll definitely be a third fight, probably immediate rematch.
Cam didn't think
no.
so.
Well, no. I said if Grasso wins, then there's no reason to fight a third fight.
No, if Grasso wins, bring on my girl, Erin Blanchfield.
Yeah. But since technically she didn't win, they're going to have to.
Okay.
See, overall, I think they both look great, but I think Valentina, game planning wise, just I don't know why you go to the ground there.
And apparently she's saying she's injured now, which,
Typical excuse.
yeah.
Yeah, I love Valentina, but I think she's, 35 now? From what I've seen, women fighters especially have a quicker drop-off as they get older.
And demonetized.
I think YouTube's fine with that.
Sexist.
That's not a sexist comment. That's just regular analysis. So, yeah, probably immediate rematch, and hopefully Blanchfield, you probably can't wait it out. I guess go beat somebody else and then get the title shot. Upcoming, though, you have a nice fight night with Fazayev and Mateusz Gamrot. Good lightweight matchup there. Potential future championship contenders. And other than that, you got Bryce Mitchell and Dan Ige, which should be an entertaining fight. But overall, nothing crazy there for a regular fight night. Next pay-per-view up is
294.
Islam and Charles.
Banger.
And then
Hamzat.
Hamzat and Paulo Costa. I guess next month at the 18th or 19th, somewhere in there.
Hamzat and Charles both miss weight. Then they fight each other.
Maybe all four guys miss weight.
Hamzat and Charles fight each other, and then it's Paulo Costa versus Islam.
Let's go, dude. I'm here for it. Four-man freeway.
Switch it up.
Let's
Just
go.
a fatal four-way.
Let's go TLC.
Yeah. Just go full
Dude,
WWE.
let's go. I mean, that company did just buy the UFC. So they're going to merge
They're
some.
officially merged.
Let's go
TKO.
TLC.
Yeah.
Every man for himself in a fatal four-way.
I was thinking about this earlier. Do you think that we see UFC fighters just retire and go straight to WWE?
Yes.
Some, for sure.
So I think
Yeah.
you see that more than WWE trying to fight the UFC.
Well,
Yeah, there's no exception there. Besides,
But I also
yeah.
think you see a lot of even current fighters, like your big draws. Like Sean O'Malley would be amazing to go to WrestleMania or something. Even as like a guest ref or a special referee or whatever. They could do that stuff all the time with their big heavy hitters
See, in my head, I thought John Jones.
versus the Big Show.
I was thinking John Jones versus Lesnar. That'd be fun to watch.
I don't want to see that because they've both been in the cage.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I don't think
he's saying a UFC fight.
Oh, in UFC?
Either one.
Oh, well, that's not even fair. I mean, I'd watch it, but
You'd watch.
I want to see UFC guys fight wrestling guys in WWE.
I think
Yeah.
Lesnar's the only one that can make the transition.
To the cage?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Well, yeah, he was.
In terms of
He was
training,
a
he was
champion.
a
I know
champion
he
wrestler,
was.
dude.
He was also a UFC champion.
I know that. I'm saying that there's no other WWE guy that could even try.
No.
So what it should be great for is these vets that keep fighting for money. Like, imagine if this
Tony
happened
Ferguson.
2 years
Tony.
ago. That's my prime example. If Tony could just retire, not have to worry about it, he'd be great in the WWE.
Yeah.
Hopefully that happens
He
more often
basically is already a WWE
now.
guy.
Great character. Yeah.
He just gets hit over and over. He has no problem bleeding.
Great showman.
Great showman.
Doesn't
Get
bat.
Colby over there now. He'd be great there.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully
Ooh.
you see guys.
Colby's mic skills will be good there.
I was gonna say, do you trust Colby with a mic?
Yes.
Of course, it's must-see TV, dude.
On PGTV?
Yes.
Oh, they still say whatever they want. They
Yeah,
just
plus- yeah.
bleep it out on Hulu.
Yeah, I mean, wrestling's, PG-13, right?
No.
That's pretty... I guess we don't care about violence as much anymore, but...
No.
Hey, I saw Edge and, what's her name, in the middle of the ring on national TV, dude. Come on. You can let Colby drop a few F-bombs and bleep them out.
Yeah, they do. I was watching the rerun of SmackDown where The Rock came back. Pat McAfee brought The Rock back.
Yeah, I saw that.
And the entire thing was just mute for like 5 minutes
Yeah.
because The Rock had the crowd chanting, "You are an a-hole," for like 5 minutes.
I love to see it. So
So they just splashed that out with background, just normal crowd noise. Like it was just, yeah, that's it. I was like, that's not what they're saying.
Rock, I love you! It's like
But,
some
like-
guy in like the truck. He's like trying to be a fan. Woo, Rock, love you, dude.
Every
It's
couple
like that's
minutes,
not a real fan.
you'd hear The Rock go, all right, now switch it up. This half of the stadium say this, that half of the stadium say that. And then they go back to bleeping it with crowd noise, and it's like, that's not what's going on.
You are a bleep.
Yeah.
Other than that,
NBA question for you, Shane.
Yeah.
There's been some recent news that an unnamed Eastern Conference team is in trade talks for Damian Lillard. Who is it, and what do they give up?
Dun, dun, dun.
It's actually unnamed. You cannot find the name of this team. It's not out there.
No one. I'm assuming unnamed other than the Heat.
Well, naturally, yes.
The Heat were a named team.
That'd be a safe assumption to make.
I will guess the Sixers giving up
Joel Embiid.
Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris.
It's not a terrible trade.
And then some picks.
I don't think the Sixers are smart enough. I don't think they would give up Maxey.
I don't think they would, but I think they should.
I would rather have Maxey.
I'd rather have Dame if it's prime Dame.
That's actually a reasonable take. I didn't think about that, but for the Sixers, I think it would make sense.
Yeah.
Because of course
I
you're
don't think
losing.
so.
You're losing Jimmy. He's gone.
I don't think Dame fits there.
I think once you get rid of Tobias Harris and Tyrese Maxey, that's a lot less ball to go around.
It doesn't matter.
Or I could see it being
You
James.
cannot have, because the difference is Damian Lillard won't take a step back. He's still playing very good basketball.
Yeah,
He's not willing to let his role be diminished at all.
that's fair.
So I do not think that would be smart for them to do.
And then question there, Dame has said he's not going to play for anybody not in Miami. Would he go play for Philly?
Oh, I think he'll go play anywhere. I think he really wants to go to Miami because I think he thinks they have the best chance to win. But I think he will play wherever he gets traded to.
I'm also wondering if you get rid of Maxey in that deal and just throw James Harden in there.
I don't think Portland wants that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see more about this. Let's talk bums of the week.
Before that, a little Ash for Cash here.
Heyo.
I've been so close past couple weeks.
No cigar.
Lions screwed me last week. I went Lions money line, not even Lions spread. And
It's
they
about
choked
time
at
close,
home.
but no cigar comes back too.
You know what? I forgot about that, actually. We've
Yeah.
not done that in a while. So your college this week, $10 to win 71. Going Florida State to cover -2.5 at Clemson. Maryland -7.5 at Michigan State, who's in complete disarray with their whole head coaching situation. Just got destroyed by Washington at home. I feel good about that. And then Ole Miss +7 at Bama. I think they win outright, but for betting sake, we'll take the points. Pro-wise, we're going Steelers +2.5 at Vegas. I feel comfortable with that. I think they should definitely win that game straight up. But +2.5 points, I'll take that all day. I'm going Pats -2.5 at the Jets.
Heyo.
Could go either way, but I feel like that defense against Zach Wilson, I think Mac Jones does enough to score, and they handle that game. And then Chargers +1.5 at Minnesota. They're the better team overall. They should win. At the very least, should cover. That's $10 to win 64. Now stick pick, and then bums. Who's due here? I think Cam's up.
I'll take it. Been known
As
to
always, bucket shaking up.
Give out
Cam's
some
big
bangers
sweaty
here.
mitts reaching in. And he pulls out the one and only.
The 33 Oars by GTO.
33 Oaks.
Oaks.
Yeah, by GTO. Yeah, got that great 5-pack from Tip Top. The Mafia guys sold those out quick. All 5 I had were fantastic. I don't know where else you can get those. I'm not seeing them in any other store. I think Tip Top's all out now, but if you guys see them out there, great smokes. Would love to have those back in my humidor. Now, bums of the week. Shane, you've not heard ours. Do you have any nominations that you think are deserved to be bum of the week?
I don't know if he even really counts as a bum because it's not his fault, but AJ Brown.
No, that doesn't
Yeah.
count.
Or-
Yeah, bad showing, but
You know
again,
what?
not his fault.
I'll go Damian Pierce.
Again, totally not his fault with having a second-string O-line, but being a fantasy owner,
Yeah.
back-to-back weeks, tough to have. Our first one is none other than Mr. Deshaun Watson. Massage man himself, as you call him, Shane.
Yeah. That's a fair assessment.
Why?
He looks absolutely horrible, and it looks like instead of all of these massage allegations, he should be getting robbery.
Ooh, it's actually a good line right there.
Yeah.
I don't think absolutely horrible is the terminology to use.
He looks like
He's no Zach Wilson.
he looks like a shell of himself. And it's weird because he wasn't even injured. He just didn't play for a while.
Which has the same effect.
No, it doesn't. It's not like you're rehabilitating a part of your body.
I mean, he did play, 6 games last year?
Yeah. It just looks rough. And then decision-making is probably not the best either. But like Cam said, a couple of those passes, you throw it a couple inches inside, you're probably okay. And it might be a different conversation we're having, but that's not what happened.
But for this week, he's a bum.
Correct.
Number 2.
Oh, can I take a guess?
Fire away.
Minka?
No.
For
Why would he be bum of the week?
ruining my fucking night.
Whoa!
I'm
My
sorry.
God, this man's on a streak. We might be kicked off all platforms, honestly.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Can you say Jesus?
Oh,
Yeah.
Just no GD.
Yeah.
Or maybe JC.
yeah.
What's the Denver Broncos?
Okay.
Who Minka does not play for.
He doesn't.
But the Broncos overall dropped the ball.
Big time. Literally.
And that's kind of that goes for like both weeks.
Yeah.
After losing the Raiders at home to start the season off, and then blowing a 21-3 lead to a pretty mediocre Washington team.
Yeah. Definitely tough.
Not a good
Can't
look.
do that.
Third up, we've got the Colorado State Rams, mostly just for being so undisciplined. I believe they had 9 personal fouls, cost them. They had like 150 total penalty yards. Too many fights, too much emotion. Could have won that game if they controlled themselves some, but that was like watching a wrestling match at times. Those guys were just going at it.
Yeah. Definitely.
And some dirty hits, too.
Yes.
At least 3 or 4, I was like, that guy should be out of this game right now.
Agreed.
And last up, Shane, a guy you touched on earlier. Does the name Mike Bell ring a bell?
I touched on him earlier.
He was the judge that gave 10-8
Oh, the 10-8.
in round 5,
Yeah.
which, again, preposterous, especially because 10-8s are so rare
Yeah.
in a round that was very, very close.
I don't understand how you get 8 on that.
Yeah, the man should not be judging any fight ever again.
No.
So, Bum of the Week, as always, go vote on our Instagram and X pages.
Just Instagram.
Just Instagram. Go vote on Bum of the Week. Do you know who won last week?
I believe it was Joe Burrow.
Ooh. Deservedly so.
Close.
But no cigar.
No, Joe Burrow got a cigar.
Yeah, he shouldn't have after a big loss. Mention me
Honorable
smoking, period.
mention, this guy will probably be Bum of the Week next week, DeJuan Jones. You can't have 35 false starts and expect the offense to get rolling.
Like, bro, you're a Mack truck. Why do you need to start early?
The amount of times we were like first and 25 off of penalties was ridiculous.
And almost back to Watson, too. Those face mask penalties. What are you doing, dude?
Dude, I've never seen offensive face masks get called before.
Literally, not that I can think of.
Everybody does it. I've seen Derrick Henry lift people up by their face mask
Yeah.
and slam them on the ground.
Yeah.
I watched Steve Smith Sr. playing on the Ravens versus the Bengals. I will never forget this play. I've never seen anything like it. The dude was behind him, not even going for a tackle. He was outrunning him. And he just reached back, grabbed his face mask, and threw him out of bounds.
Not a penalty. Totally legal. Very cool. Very legal. And then also with him bumping the ref, which people got up in arms
Nothing
about.
happened about that.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think it was a big deal.
Just relax,
Like,
guys.
things happen.
He did also trip that guy.
If anything, Cleveland should have fought the refs. It was a terribly officiated game.
Overall, all weekend.
Yeah.
But especially that Monday night game. There's a lot of question marks there.
A lot of, there's a play where, who is it? I think it's David Bell or DPJ. It was one of the later plays in the fourth quarter. His shoulder pad was out because of how much his jersey was being tugged on.
Yeah. No call.
No call. And it was a catchable ball.
I guess you got to give the refs time to get in season form.
Yeah, I guess.
Because week 1 I didn't see a whole lot. Week 2 was bad.
Week 2 was bad.
Maybe Bum of the Week refs, week 2.
It's tough. Close call.
Well, with that, Shane, go ahead and take us out of here.
All right. Be sure to go ahead and follow us on all platforms: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok. Hit us up with questions on Reddit and our email, sportsnstogies@gmail.com. And as we always say, boys, SnS
To the moon!